Good afternoon and welcome to the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve for the West Gippsland Football Netball Competition for Alex Scott and staff, of course, for the Round 1 Sunday match of the day. And it is between the 2019 Grand Finalists, Cora Lynn and Phillip Island. Promises to be a wonderful day, and of course, it's all brought to you today by our great friends out at Totally Workwear Gippsland. 4 stores, Warragul, Wonthaggi, Traralgon, and the all-new Pakenham store opening very soon on Bald Hill Road. Get what you want and get back to work at Totally Workwear. Should be a fantastic day out here today. We've got Fairhaven Homes on board as well. And of course, it's the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition in what is a dreary day out here. We've had a lot of rain in the early parts of the day, and right now it's held off a little bit, but I reckon she'll come back in. And in the reserves at the moment, and they are into the last quarter and deep into the last quarter, and it's a 1-point lead to Phillip Island. Inaccurate, 4-14-38. They lead Cora Lynn 5-7-37, and this is going to be a great game if the reserves game is any indication to go to. And before we go to an interview with our Warragul manager of Totally Workwear, Nick Gooden, it's a very warm welcome to my co-host for the day in Kyle Pover.
Thanks, Brad. Good to be here. I'm not sure if I'm the co-host. I think you're very much the man steering the ship here. I'm just the guy pressing the buttons and calling a game as I see it from I guess we'll say special comments. Not sure what I'll be able to offer. There's plenty of good footy players running around. They're a lot better than myself. But looking forward to I guess getting a continuous start on the West Gippsland Football Netball Competition, because it's been a long time in the works. 2019, yourself at Simbrad Media and at Red Onion, we got things kick-started, and the feedback was really good. And then, of course, as we know, that dreaded COVID comes along and derails the plans. But here we are in 2022 with a Fairhaven's home match of the round, proudly supported by Totally Workwear. I met all the boys from Totally Workwear during the week as well, Brad, and they're all great blokes. Nick Gooden out at Warragul. The other boys are going to hate me because I've forgotten their names, but I'm sure by within the next couple of weeks, if they're watching the stream, shout out a comment to the guys down at the Pakenham, Traralgon and Wonthaggi stores, Nick obviously being the Warragul store manager. But yeah, really looking forward to it, Brad, and of course, local footy's back and it's raining.
It is. Looking forward to it still, though. It's just great to be back. I tell you what, there is cars 3-ringed around the ground. They're right over at the netball courts as well. There's a massive crowd underneath us at the Frothy Bar, and it is going to be a big day at the Cobra Dome. Hey, Kyle, we might go to an interview that I did earlier in the week with the great man Nick Gooden, who's got a bit of a sporting background as well, from Totally Workwear Warragul. Welcome to the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition, Totally Workwear Gippsland match of the day, and we're talking to the manager of the Warragul branch out at Shop 61 Burke Street, Nick Gooden. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks for having us. We're pretty pumped about the 2022 season, forming a relationship with the West Gippsland Football Netball Competition.
Mate, it's magnificent. We've been talking about the last 2 years of COVID and what it's done to community sport and everyone in general, and clubs and leagues have lost sponsors. So for you guys to jump on board at this really crucial time, you ought to be commended.
No, thanks, Brad. We just saw a really good opportunity for our stores to jump on board and get around a football netball competition that is basically in the heartland of all of our different stores. So for us, it was a no-brainer. Once the West Gippsland Football Netball Competition came to us with a proposal, we thought, geez, we've never seen a proposal that suits us so beautifully with all our different stores.
Well, that's right. It's Totally Workwear Gippsland, but we're out at Warragul, Wonthaggi, Traralgon, and the big new store opening soon in Pakenham, Nick.
Yeah, exciting times. Couple of weeks, we're looking towards opening the Pakenham stores. Obviously been a few delays and hold-ups. Sure, people around that area will have seen the big black and red building going up on Bald Hill Road. A little bit behind where we wanted to be, but exciting times. We're not far away now.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you'd know better than most that getting supplies through this COVID and post-COVID has been pretty tough. How's that in your Warragul branch out at Shop 61 Burke Street?
It's been tough. It's definitely been tough over the last couple of years. You know, things that take 2, 3, 4 days to get here now take 2 weeks, and try to relay that information back to customers, get them comfortable and understanding, similar to probably the businesses they're working in. Everyone's feeling the effects of the supply chain, price of fuel going up, everything. It's just a dynamic situation that we're working on every day to try and keep our prices as competitive and affordable for businesses and apprentices and tradesmen and office staff and healthcare workers and everyone that we cover.
What I love about this story, it goes back to 1976, that it was started by one guy in one van at a Morwell. How good's that?
Oh, that's unbelievable. Andrew has built quite a little workwear empire since the family started back in 1976. That store is still there in Morwell, just operates under a different banner as Oz Workwear and Safety, which I'm sure a lot of people in Gippsland would be well aware of.
So we're nearly 50 years old, Nick.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. It's been a long journey for the company, and you know, we keep growing every year and adding different stores in different locations, and just to see the workforce grow as such a big employer in Gippsland, as a real honour to work for such a great family-run business.
It becomes a one-stop shop, doesn't it? It's sport, it's sporting clubs, it's every business you can think of. It's a real one-stop shop where you've got everything.
It is, yeah. So we service quite a few of the teams already in the West Gippsland competition. They're loyal customers of us, like Inverloch, Darlston, the Dusties, footy clubs, cricket clubs, community groups, right through to your big industrial services like power stations, water bodies, right through to the family-run hairdressers down the street. It's a really good spread, and it's what I love about working for Totally Workwear is we just get to see different people and meet different people and hear different stories every day.
Now, the other thing, Nick, is what a lot of people might know or a lot of people might not know. You've got a bit of a sporting background yourself. You're involved heavily at the Warragul Industrials Footy Club that's in this comp. There's a bigger story, little bit of a cricket history back in, I think it was that 3 seasons ago?
Oh, no, to be a little bit further back than that now. I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I think that's the event you were talking about, Sinkers. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Oh, I just got really lucky one day playing for Yallourn North, and yeah, it took eight wickets in 10 balls.
Triple hat-trick, that is unbelievable.
This is a bit of a stitch-up, Sinkers.
No, it's not. It's not, because what I love about sport and business, it intertwines. Now, you're managing the Warragul branch of Totally Workwear Gippsland, but you got a pretty good sporting background in throughout the town and through Gippsland as well. You played a fair bit of footy up forward as a full forward, Nick.
No, now you're absolutely having a laugh. Yeah. Well, that was back in the Nilmadarnum days when you were the senior coach down there, Brad. Premiership coach from memory.
Premiership coach. Hey, I'll tell you what, Nick. So because there's a lot of pubs in Gippsland and a lot of hospitality places in Gippsland, so you cover that as well, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We look after chefware, front of house stuff, PPE, cleaning products.
Mate, I love it. Thanks for joining us. That's Totally Workwear Gippsland. Warragul, Shop 61 Burke Street. Wonthaggi is at 11 Murray Street. Terrelgan, Shop 3, 149 to 163 Argyle Street. And Pakenham, the big new Pakenham store opening soon on Bald Hill Road. Really looking forward to a great weekend. Footy's back. Thanks a lot, Nick, for your time.
No worries, and good luck to everyone that's getting back out there after a long extended COVID break. Really exciting. I know at my club to see all the boys and girls getting ready to play. Thursday night dinners last night. I'm sure everyone was pumping.
The pre-game show, thanks to Totally Workwear Warragul, and that was Nick Gooden, the manager out at Warragul. He's got a good sporting background there, Kyle.
Yeah, 8 wickets in 10 balls. Pretty handy by the sounds of it.
Not bad. He was on. They had him on the I think it was the Today Show or Sunrise, and I'm sitting there eating my cornflakes. This is 5-6 years ago, as he said, and here he is on Sunrise or the Today Show, and they're wrapping him up triple hat-trick. It was just he ended
was
up
that in the Latrobe Valley?
Yes,
yep.
For Yallourn North. He ended up doing, mate, I think he did a good 2 weeks of Media Street, TV, radio.
Oh, mate, if I was him, I'd still be doing it, getting on the floats, on the bus on the main street of Warragul there, just making sure people know that I took 8 for 10.
He's a ripper, and so Totally Workwear Gippsland. The Pre-game brought to you by the Warragul store, and we'll have a post-game after this one today, thanks to Totally Workwear on Thaggy. Don't forget, get what you want and get back to work at Totally Workwear. Both sides out on the ground, warming up. Umpires in the middle. They're in there for the toss of the coin. Jamie Yule in there for Phillip Island, who we also have an interview with, and we'll try to get that played at half-time. And Phillip Island have won the toss and will kick to the scoreboard end of the ground, and the other end will call the netball courts end of the ground. Cole, what are you looking forward to today, apart from the obvious footy coming back?
What I'm looking forward to, Brad, is it's wet, it's going to be muddy, it's going to be slippery, and I'm just looking forward to a good contest in country footy. It's perfect conditions, I think, for this league. It's going to be a great battle, hotly contested, I think. There's going to be some big boys throwing their weight around early in particular. So, yeah, just looking forward to seeing both teams having a real hot crack early. And
the reserves, Phillip Island 4-15-39 ran out. 2-point winners over Cora Lynn 5-7-37. And yesterday's West Gippsland football netball competition, thanks to Alex Scott and Staff Real Estate, Kilcundabass 5-8-38, went down by 75 points to Tooradin Dalmore 17-11-113. Karumbarabina 7-8-50, lost to Inverloch Kongwak 14-15-99. Nanagoon at home 8-11-59 in a close one. They beat Bunyip by 5 points, 8-6-54. And in the twilight game last night, Warragul Industrials 10-15-75, 41-point winners over Garfield 3-6-34. And the night game last night, which I really love that this competition and some are doing at the moment, Kiwirup at home 12-12-84, ran out 22-point winners over Darlston 9-8-62. Now, last night in the AFL, be very remiss of me, as a lot of people know my hate for the Magpies, just for you Collingwood supporters.
Yeah.
I love it when Collingwood choke. It's football's greatest joke. They've lost more grand finals.
Yeah, 37 points up and late in the third quarter, Kyle.
You're a brave man, Brad, because you and I are both mad St Kilda fans. You and I both have seen our fair share of disappointment, particularly to Collingwood in round one. And off the back of that, all my mates know that I'm not buying into St Kilda this year. Last week's victory against the Dockers couldn't have given us stuff, because the way I see it, from what the club sold us, we should be winning those games. So again today, from what the club has sold us, we should be beating Richmond at Marvel. So until they can prove it to me, which I've been waiting 30 years for that, Brad.
Oh, I'm with you. Don't worry about that. I'm just about a Carlton supporter these days, who I barracked for as a kid. They're in position. They're ready to go. There's the siren and the Alex Scott and Staff West Gippsland football competition. Sunday game is underway. Pedersen wins the tap. Yule wins the crumb. Hurried kick right foot inside 50 for the Bulldogs. Goes over Taylor's head. Knock forward out towards the half-back flank. Zach Vernon gets a handball quickly over the top. Back to Pedersen. He's wrapped up by a couple. Tries to go back to Vernon. Then he lays a tackle. That looks like it's a high tackle. And it'll be Cora Lynn, the recipient of that free kick. They'll go out to the outer wing. Low front kick there. And we're in a bad area here right now. Vernon, Zach, gives it back. Again, Pedersen already getting a lot of the footy early. Goes forward looking for Kimber. He can't take the mark. Yule tries to get it off the ground. Comes out now to the back. And that's the boy in Hill. He's wrapped up, spills out to the outside. Now they could be all ducks under that. Not paid by the umpire. Quick kick forward by Briggs. That's Heath. Gets it out towards the outer side, and looks like that might be out over bounce. No. Umpire says had no chance of getting rid of that. There's a young boy playing today's first game, Oliver Sale, for the Cora Lynn side. Looking forward to seeing the big boy players. Again, Thomas wins that one. Gets it down at ground level. Just a barrage of players all over that. The umpire says, give it to me, you're not going anywhere. We'll probably see a bit of this today in these conditions out here at Cora Lynn. Thomas, the umpire's pulled a free kick here, and it'll go to the way of Thomas against Cam Pedersen. And these two, Will Thomas and Cam Pedersen, should be a great duel in the ruck today. They've had a couple. Whoa, flying high early. It was Luke Hartley, and the umpire says, yep, an unrealistic attempt. And he's paid that against him. So the Island go inboard now young fella there in Cameron Brown. Quickly plays on with a handball on the outside. Hurried kick up towards half forward. But again, it's Thomas just backing back. Gives the hands off now to Bass. Dylan Bass, high kick back up the wing. Big punch from behind. Hurried kick forward there by Officer. And comes back towards the boundary, and that'll be out of bounds on the full. It'll be a Phillip Island free kick.
Just noticed early there, Brad, trying to go a bit too cute and direct through the corridor. I'm not sure it's the day for that. I think it's a get down the line and territory game.
And it was Pearce that got that kick. Now they've gone back to come forward, and they're in a bit of trouble here with a 1-on-2, and the high free kick is going to go against Motd. They're away through. Now again, we have another number that's not there. Jackson Briggs is in there. Hurry kick forward towards Kimber. Kimber hands out to Pedersen. Yule. Kick towards Taylor. He finds himself in the back position. Punches it away from Smith. Now inside by Kimber. High kick. Punch to the front of the pack. Now they're coming back out. Again, just so slippery and fumbly. And the umpire says that'll be my ball. And that's he's a big boy, Max Blake. Comes out for the island there. So we've got a number that we need to find out. There's a number 53 running around that wasn't on our list as Pedersen wins that tap to Kimber. Comes back to Jones. Jones is ridden in the back. He'll get the free kick. Kimber plays on quickly. Umpire thought of paying the advantage, but brings it back. So Matty Jones will take that wing. Free kick on the centre wing.
As I spoke about earlier there, Brad, trying to be a little bit too cute, I think, switching the ball, short 45 kicks. I think it's just a day, get it on the boot, get it in early, particularly early days. You want to stamp your authority on the scoreboard. I think both teams just need to correct the ball use at the moment.
Jones, centre wing position, commentary side of the ground, plays on. Just drops that up looking for Vernon. And Zach Vernon has taken the mark. And he would be kicking from about, he'd be inside 50.
Just as I say that, Brad, a short little 45 hits up.
Yes. It was a good lead, good kick, nice low kick, so it took the defender out of the equation. As Vernon comes in, sits that up high to the right. It's got there. So the first goal of the afternoon goes to Phillip Island, and it goes to Zach Vernon. And that takes Phillip Island on to 1 straight 6. Cora Lynn yet to score. And that is all thanks to our great friends out at Totally Workwear Gippsland. So the first goal of the day is early in the game. And it will be a bit of a game of ice skating at times out there. It's quite slippery. And as I said, we have had a lot of rain. There's 3 tailors out there for the island today. Jack, Billy and Ben. As Pedersen gets up nice and high. Gets a tap down. Richards just got his left foot to it. Umpire pulls a free kick out of this. It'll go to Phillip Island. That'll be Billy Taylor. Played a great grand final a couple of years ago. Looks for his brother, Jack. Well done, though, by the Cora Lynn boys. It comes out to Briggs. Briggs runs around, has a player on the outside, goes to him in Hill. Hill's caught, though. Great tackle. And the free kick goes to the island. They go inside 50. And again, it's Zach Vernon who takes the mark. We've got another number out there that wasn't listed, which is number 10 for the island. So we'll try to get onto that.
Courageous effort there.
My pet hate is that they're listed and then they decide to run out in another jumper. Why, I do not know. Ben Taylor will have a shot on goal. He's going to go for the old customary snap. Round the body, not a problem. And they come from everywhere. The young boy gets his first for the day. And Phillip Island go on to 2 straight 6. Cora Lynn yet to score. So that's the number 10 we're looking for Phillip Island. We do not have listed.
Totally Workwear. clothing your hard-working community.
So
Definitely a pet hate of yours, Brad. You're
I hate it.
constantly on the phone to me saying, can clubs get it? And I couldn't agree more, but we just roll with the punches.
do not know why they do it. And up it goes again. It's Thomas. Gets the tap out, but it'll come out to Brown for the island. He hits it on in front of Harry O'Brien, who again gets it out towards Kimber on that outer wing. Kimber's all wrapped up. Ball spills free. Hurry kick forward for the Coral inside 50. Matty Jackson back into the side after a fair time off footy for the Bulldogs. He's in and under again. Gets the handball out to his captain in Newell. He's wrapped up in a good tackle there from Heath Briggs. And the umpire says, give it to me.
Big possibility that it's not Brad. It's a common name. But is Matt Jackson former Roval and Coringal player?
No.
No, not that Matt Jackson.
No, he's been at Phillip Island for a long while now. He retired but decided to come back as the Island transfer play with a nice kick to the commentary side wing of the ground. They go up towards the 50. Now again, Jack Taylor leads inboard, but the kick is a bad one. And it's Dylan Bass that takes the mark for the Coral inside. He goes high up across the wing and finds a teammate. And that's another one with a number that's not listed. Love it. Comes around, quickly plays onto the left foot. Finds a teammate there up the line. And that's Jackson Briggs. Briggs will go short. Low kick, looking for his forward. Good punch from behind. That's been a good player, Mark Griffin, for the Island for a lot of years now. Gets that out over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the Coral in goal. 12-point lead is the Island. 9 minutes into the first quarter. In it comes. Oh, that was a set play. There's no doubt about that as Thomas tried to get that out to a running player around the back. But again, just a lot of players all over the ball, and that's not going to come out anywhere. Number 30, I'm going to go with Gus DaCosta.
Now, Brad, what is he doing that I love?
Did he put a free kick out of that to Machaya?
He has.
Corey
And
Machaya.
what's he doing, Brad? What's he got on?
He's got the long sleeves, Kyle. You like the long sleeves?
I love a long sleeve.
Good idea in this weather as Machaya comes in and gets there first. Peppering away down there, and they pulled a free kick out of that. I wasn't too sure what it was for, but Machaya's got Coralline's first goal on the board. We haven't seen her behind yet. Coralline 1 straight 6. And Phillip Island 2 straight 12. We've gone nearly 10 minutes first quarter, thanks to Totally Workwear, Gippsland.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
The rain's holding off. It's still very grey, but at least the rain is holding off for now. I mean, we've had some great weather over the last few weeks here in Victoria. As soon as the footy starts, you can guarantee this is what will happen as Pedersen wins that tap. Eli Richards gets his arms free. Handball out the back now. They'll go forward through Redmond. Redmond onto the left foot, inside 50. And it's Kimber. Kimber, about 45. The crowd are yelling out, go for a shot. Have a shot. He is a beautiful kick of the ball. And what a player he has been for a long period of time as he sets his line up here and played at both clubs. He's been at Phillip Island for a while now, but he was also a coach here at Cora Lynn, and what a super player Brendan Kimber has been for a long, long time. Multiple best and fairest winner as he comes in. Sits that up nice and high. I think he's going to miss that to the right. He has. And that's the first behind on the board for the day. It'll be brought back into play by Dylan Bass. He'll come up the commentary side of the ground and runs his full space, gets it with a high kick up towards wing. Officers there for Phillip Island, has it punched away from him. Ball goes out over the boundary line and we'll have a throw in. So 56, we're going to go with Ryan Martin because that's who he is listed as for Cora Lynn. Probably isn't him, but that's what he is in the record. As the ball comes back into play, double-hander from Pedersen out the back looking for Redmond. Then it spills free and all wrapped up. Tiny little boy is that, and Hayden Spearings. And wrapped up in the tackle by Harry O'Brien as Pedersen tried to take that out of the ruck. Zach Vernon comes through, taps it out, but only finds Irwin who gets hands out. But it comes out to Kane Gillard. Handball spills free. Again, just a number of plays. That's not going to come out anywhere. Number 27 for Phillip Island, Orlando Kane Gillard. He's pulled a free kick there. And Jamie Ewell, the captain for Phillip Island, says he's got a bag of tricks as Kane Gillard. So look forward to seeing that today as the ball comes towards Cora Lynn's half forward. Free kick has been paid to Jones. Jones quickly gets it off. Now they'll come back towards the half forward flank looking for Benny Taylor. Goes out over his head and beats all players out over the line. With a boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Island. 13 minutes gone first quarter. They enjoy a 7-point lead to the Bulldogs. In it comes. Tap forward. Richards is there. Umpire's pulled another free kick and he's going to give it to Eli Richards. Quickly gives it off to Pedersen. Pedersen with a long, high left foot. Kimber's at the back. Waits for the back. Gets forward from Luke Ryan. Now, again, just tackle after tackle and we'll get a bounce down about 12 metres out from the Island side. Just seeing Kimber lurking at the back there, but Luke Ryan was able to get his hands on the ball and thwart that attempt. Another one that played really well, Ryland Smith for Cora Lynn in the 2019 Grand Finals. The ball comes out to Peluso, little live wire. Hurry kick out to the halfback flank. Brady White, handball off. Now they're away. They go up the line. Still in defence, just outside defensive 50. Oh, dangerous, risky
kick. Very risky.
But paid off. Now he has a teammate here in Bass who's had a bit of the ball early. Plays on, draws Vernon to him, then really has nothing to go to. High kick. And Jones for Phillip Island will see that out over the boundary in front of Machaya.
Did really well there, Vernon. He was able to keep forcing his opponent towards the boundary line and, had the 2-on-1 disadvantage, but did well and managed to force another stoppage for his side.
As the rain comes in again. It's not cold though, Kyle.
No, it's a bit muggy. It's a bit muggy out here.
It's almost, I don't know if it's my old eyes, but quite a smoky-looking haze as Pedersen takes the ball out of the ruck. High kick. Oh, yes, being hailed by the jumper, but he took the mark anyway, was Max Blake, and Brent Irwin giving away the free kick as Blake quickly goes towards centre half forward. Finds a teammate. Good mark. O'Brien. O'Brien looks to get the ball out over the back in front of Zach Vernon. He keeps it in. Goes to Richards. In the back should be to Cora Lynn there, and it is against the Phillip Island player, and they'll take the free kick in the last line of defence. The veteran there, Payne telling his teammate in Peluso where to go with that kick, and he follows that information, goes out towards the boundary and taken out over the boundary by Luke James. So
neither team really establishing any dominance so far. A bit of an arm wrestle to date, Brad, which is probably what we expected in these conditions.
Yeah, and I was saying this yesterday that a long time off footy, July last year, and having said that, they only played 10 games and then didn't play in 2020. So a lot of these guys haven't played a lot of footy. As Jack Taylor comes out, he has played a lot of footy. He played in North Queensland last year for the Central Trinity Bulldogs and won their best and fairest. So he has played a bit of footy. Now it's Ewell. Ewell gets onto the right ball, looks for his mate in Pedersen. Can't take the mark. Free kick being paid here. And it'll go.
Hands in the back there by Pedersen.
Quickly, Thomas gives it off, finds a teammate. They'll just come out to this side of the ground here as Vernon holds up his opponent, but Cora Lynn are able to get the ball up to the wing side. Good mark, does well. And we're going to go with Martin.
Glad he didn't give the quick hands there.
I kick up towards half forward. probably should have taken the mark then was Daniel Pearce. Slippery ball, though, went through his hands. It comes out to Briggs. Briggs with a high kick. Richards is there for Phillip Island. He backs back, can't take the mark. Yule wins the ball, gets it off out the back now to his mate in O'Brien. O'Brien loses the footy coming in. Good play there was Spearings. Hurried kick, looking for a teammate there in Hartley. Can't find him. There's still a chance. He just dive forward looking for a free kick there as the ball is kicked out of the defensive 50, but only finds Martin, who'll go back inside 50. Big fly from behind, can't take the mark. Now they're away again, the Phillip Island side. And the kick is smothered, and that was the kick of Luke James. And again, Cora Lynn have come back inside 50 with some good play and found a teammate in Luke Hartley, who's been quite lively early in this game, Kyle.
He has. Just again, Brad, both teams, I think, trying to be a little bit too cute. Not sure the bounce is the best option in these conditions. Not sure that attacking kick through the corridor is either, because it only takes a slight little fumble and you expose yourself up through the middle, and that's exactly what Cora Lynn were able to do there.
Hartley, in he comes. Your kick from 40 goes close to the man on the mark, and quite often what happens there, you'll miss to the left, and he has, and he's missed the lot. Out of bounce on the full. And Phillip Island bring the ball back into play. Tomato finds Pedersen. Pedersen still inside defensive 50. He's going to go with a high kick towards the middle of the ground. Redmond's out over the back. Gets over there, but really well mopped up by the boy in Irwin, but he's given it straight to Phillip Island, who in turn have gone inside 50 again. And that'll go out over the boundary line. So 7-point leaders, nearly 19 minutes gone first quarter for Phillip Island. So taking the time to bring that ball back into play. So it'll be Taylor and Thomas. It's a very shallow throw in.
Yeah, I think he slipped the poor boundary umpire.
So he'll have another go at it. A bit of pushing and shoving off the ball as he goes for attempt number 2, and that's not much better, but they're going to let that one go, and that's just thumped back down towards the boundary, and that's going to happen. If you're going to, he might have to call him to come in about 25 metres there.
He might need to kick it in.
So, nearly 20 minutes gone, first quarter. Another shallow throw in. The umpire's blowing his whistle, and I thought they might pick a free kick, but he hasn't. He's going to ball it up. But what tends to happen, they'll pick a free kick out of this just to clear it, because it's just contest after contest at the moment. Not good footy to watch.
Just on the umpires, great effort for all community umpires this year, Brad. They are ridiculously short across the whole state. So for anyone that's out there umpiring, well done, and hopefully a few more pull on the boots as well.
Yeah, it's a thankless task, that's for sure, as coming through for Cora Lynn was Bass. He can't collect it. It's kicked off the ground. The umpire has pulled a free kick. It's going to go the way of Cora Lynn, and it's going to go to Luke Ryan. So, defensive 50. Late in the first quarter. High kick towards the wing. Matty Jones holds the spot in front. Takes the body contact. Paid the free kick. So, Jones, another premiership player from 2019 and 18. Gets it up high towards the 50. Eli Richards is there. Jack Taylor gets quick hands out. Pedersen gets it out to Kimber. Kimber with a hurried right foot kick. Goes out towards the back pocket now. Now it'll end up coming from Briggs to Moncton. Left foot inside looking for Briggs. Just gets it over. Well done. He done really, really well then. Then a good turn of pace. Gets the check side, gets through Jones, finds a teammate on the outside, and that's Hartley again, has a snap at goal and misses to the left. So nearly 22 minutes gone. Cora Lynn 117, Phillip Island 2113. That is on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
Probably won't be a long quarter, I wouldn't have thought.
No, as they bring the ball back into play, and high kick, just waiting at the back was Billy Taylor. Well read, it just slipped through the hands in the end. So we'll have a bounce down in between wing and half back for Phillip Island. It'll be Thomas doing the ruck duties and winning that quite easily. Gets it out to a teammate in Johnson. Johnson gets it inside 50. There's little Briggs again. Just overruns it. Can't collect it. Comes out to the outside now. They've got a player inboard. And it's Irwin. He taps it behind his head. Looking for Spearings. Quickly gets onto the right foot. Chips it inside. Just on that 30 grid. But again, it's Phillip Island. He's done well back there, Daniel Pearce, in this first quarter. That's a nice kick to the outer wing. Eli Richards gets out over towards it, but comes off the boot of Walkus and goes out of bounds, out of wing. 1 goal leaders, the Island. 23 minutes gone first quarter. Boundary throw in outer wing position. It's actually a beautiful day for footy, considering when the rain's gone. There's no breeze really to speak of. And it's just a nice day to be at the footy. And after the last 2 years, Kyle, any day is good to be at the footy.
I was going to say, we'll take what we can get at the moment.
So, boundary throwing out aside. They really take a long time to get this ball into play. It'll be Luke James and Billy Thomas. Here comes Thomas with a right-hand backhand. Gets it only as far as Kimber, who turns the ball over, and Cora Lynn are able to go up forward. Martin, quick hands on to the outside. Looks like Hartley again. He is lively. That's not a great kick. High kick towards centre half forward. Backing back and really making that better than what it was Heath Briggs. He goes short. Just doesn't find the player that he was looking for. Now the Island will transfer play. That's a dangerous kick because it didn't make the mark that he was looking for, Pearce. It was Officer, and beats him out over the line.
I actually think Cora Lynn have looked a little more dangerous going inside 50, Brad, but I think they're trying to be too cute still. I think it's just get it in long, let your talls go to work, and then get it to the ground level for your smalls to finish off.
Again, it's Big Thomas, gets that down to the front, but played a good first quarter as Harry O'Brien. He gets quick boot to ball, but the boundary umpire says it was already out of bounds. So we'll have a boundary throw in right on the 50 of the Cora Lynn forward line. Deep in this first quarter, 25 minutes gone, 1 goal leader is the Bulldogs. In it comes Thomas, nice little, just to drop the left hand onto the ball was smart. Now they come in, they get it out to that boy Augusta Costa. High kick into the goal square, rush behind. So, Phillip Island, you're right, a lot of the ball's been played in that forward half the last part of this quarter as Griffin will bring the ball into play. He's a prodigious kick of the footy, but gee, that was well done. Just holding his ground and able to take the mark. And then Spearings wins that well. Handball back to the outside. Johnson gets around two somehow, then gets it on the right foot forward, looking for his teammate Machea. He can't take the mark, then he's all sieged upon him. We'll have a bounce down, only about 20 metres out. Left forward pocket for the Cora Lynn side. So it'll be Thomas with Pedersen. Pedersen sort of won that. Hurried kick forward. Spearings gets it out to Briggs. Gets it quickly onto the right foot. Jones is there for Phillip Island in front of Irwin. Irwin gets a smother on it though, which holds it inside. Then an attempted kick to Eli Richards off the ground. Gets to him. Oh, really well done by DaCosta. Did that really well with a greasy ball and got it on the left foot, and then finds his teammate in Spearings. Spearings on the right foot inside the pocket. Good tackle by Jones. Wraps up.
See, right there, Brad, I'm just not sure whether short to the pocket is the right option there. Long to the top of the square.
Up it goes again. It's Thomas. Gets the tap out. Collected by Martin. Handball's over his head. High kick forward, but that's going to go out of bounds on the full. Phillip Island to take that free kick, and we're really deep into this first quarter. 27.5 minutes gone. 1-2-8 Cora Lynn. Phillip Island 2-1-13. That's on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. In the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland football netball competition, round 1 Sunday game, as Griffin brings the ball into play. Punched forward. Coming forward, meeting the ball hard, there was O'Brien. He had no pathway to get through. Taylor to Taylor. That's Billy to Ben. Then Ben onto the left foot. Goes up towards the 50. Kimber's there in a 1-on-3, and he's always a chance in a 1-on-3. As the siren goes for the first quarter out here at Cobra Dome. Cora Lynn 1-2-8. Phillip Island 2-1-13. A 5-point lead to the Bulldogs in the first quarter.
I'm letting go in my heart, of everything that holds me down, and it's feeling like I'm in enough. I can feel the love, oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart, of everything that holds me down, and it's feeling like I'm in enough. I can feel the love, oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
Welcome back to Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve for the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition Round 1 Sunday game, thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. And at quarter time, it sees Phillip Island 2-1-13 and Cora Lynn 1-2-8. The goal kickers for Phillip Island, Ben Taylor and Zach Vernon, one each. And the single goal kicker for Cora Lynn was Corey Bachea. And the rain has come back in here at Cobberland, and she's coming in sideways. So I didn't think it was going to come back, but it has. And so we've got the Totally Workwear Wonthaggi King G Comfort Max goal of the day today that Kyle will adjudicate. And he'll also adjudicate the Totally Workwear Pakenham King G Comfort Max mark of the day, which I don't know if there's going to be too many great grabs, but in these sort of conditions, you will usually see a very good goal or two. As the umpire is about to send this second quarter underway, and again, it'll be Thomas and Pedersen in the ruck. Pedersen just got that hand down to Briggs, who's been really good early. Gets a handball the outside to the other Briggs, and that was Heath from Jackson. But it's Richards, Borks, then slips off the side of his left boot out towards the wing. They're able to clean that up, though. Handball to himself was Taylor. That's Billy. Left foot. That's a lovely left foot kick forward to centre half forward. And he finds his teammate in Blake. Blake goes inside. High ball. Vernon flies. Hard to take the mark there in these conditions. Really well done there by O'Brien. Gets the check side, but misses, and behind to the Phillip Island side. So they'll bring the ball back into play, and it'll be Ryland Smith with a long kick, beautiful kick, and finds his big ruckman in Thomas on the outer wing, who's doing a very good job for Cora Lynn. Has a teammate running by on the outside, and that's Luke Ryan. Gets a kick up towards half forward. Jack Taylor's there. He wins the ball, gets it to Pedersen. Pedersen with a quick, long, high kick inside 50, but it's carried the boundary, and it'll be a free kick to the Cora Lynn side. And again, it'll be Ryland Smith that'll bring that back in, the left footer. Not hard to miss. It's not hard to miss him with those orange boots on out there today. So Smith for Cora Lynn, still inside defensive 50. Goes to the outer wing with a high kick. Good mark, gets it off to a teammate. Now they're a chance to go inside. There's the young boy in Sale. It can't take the mark, and really well done there by James. They go inside. They got Kimber all on his own in the middle. Good clean hands in these conditions. Gets a quick handball off to his captain in Yule. High kick, not a great kick. Oh, taken what he dropped what he should have taken was Tim Payne. Umpires pulled a free kick, and it'll go to Cora Lynn, and it'll be Dylan Bass, who's been good too early. Now he'll go high and long to the outer side. Comes out towards Moncton. Jones might have pulled a free kick against Jones to Moncton here. Sorry, Kyle?
Yeah, it's bloody miserable out there. The wind and the rain, it's not ideal.
It's a typical winter's day, and welcome back, footy, as Eli Richards marks the Moncton kick. He's gone to a 1-on-3 here, and it's all Johnson who quickly plays on in front of Billy Taylor. Goes inside 50, carries over Irwin, can't take the mark. Pedersen does really well. Now they have a runner in Richards. Richards just gets his kick ahead of the tackle, which was really good pressure from the Cora Lynn boy, and that was Sale. And Richards ended up turning that ball over, and the ball will go out of bounds in front of Jack Taylor, or out on the full, in fact, in front of Taylor and Hartley. Oh, it's out of bounds. I don't know what's going on with those boundaries, but they are very, very young.
They are young. And look, I think it's the predicament we're in statewide at the moment. There is such a shortage that it is everyone who's available will most likely get a game, and it is across the entire state. It's not just one particular region.
No, that's right, and it's very greasy out there. She's done a great job there as Thomas wins that with a big thump forward. Now they're a chance. Umpires pulled a free kick holding the ball there, which, yep, I reckon it was there too.
As long as they're consistent, Brad, you know my philosophy. As long as they're consistent each way, I'm happy with it.
It'll go to Tamata. It was against Hartley.
So do you think both coaches at quarter time would have instructed their players, okay, structure's out the window, it's territory down the line footy?
You would think so, as the ball goes out over in front of Taylor. Yeah, you would think so. I mean, it's just meterage, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think, as I said a number of times that quarter, both teams at times were found out just trying to be a little bit too cute, and they exposed themselves coming the other way because they're no doubt going to turn it over. You're not going to get those perfect skills and ball movement on a day like today.
She's done a mighty job that time. The little boundary umpire is Brendan Kimber is pushed in the back by Brady White and wins a free kick. They quickly go off to Richards to Yule. Yule onto the right foot, into the middle of the ground. Now they have Jones on the outside if they want him. They go to him with a high kick, doesn't make it to him, and Moncton comes in, holds him up. He's trying to get a hold on the ball decision there. Not paid. Knocked out by Bass to Moncton. Comes out the back to Jackson Briggs. Now he's away. Short kick, but too high for his teammate, but he's going to get the free kick, and that's Gus DaCosta from Brendan Kimber. The left footer goes short, nice kick. Ooh, nearly went off then, did Spearings. Now goes out towards the young boy in Sale, and he takes the mark. On debut, Oliver Sale.
That's probably our contender to date, Brad. It's slippery conditions. A great mark there by the young lad.
Certainly was for the Totally Workwear Pakenham King G Comfort Max mark of the day, the young boy in slippery conditions. In he comes, Sale. He'll kick from outside 50. Goes to very close to the man on the mark. And backing back and taking that is Jason Tamata.
Now, just for in an injury update there, Brad, we've got Robbie Hill. Looks like he's got a cork thigh. As I'll hand over back to you.
As a high snap from Heath Briggs misses everything and goes out of bounds on the full cork thigh.
Yeah, cork thigh by the looks of it for double NT uniforms, all thanks to Totally Workwear. Yeah, just keep an eye on that one. He looks a little ginger on the bench here.
Cold day too. Corkies aren't great on any day, but cold days, it's a little bit worse as Tamata kicks that to the outer side, but again, finds the young boy in Sale. He looks lively, and I'll tell you what, it would be a cake of soap out there, and that young boy is handling it really well as it comes out to the left footer in Moncton, who has a shot on goal and gets it. And that comes back to that young boy, Oliver Sale. What a super effort. Good, clean hands. And Moncton gets his first of the day in the second quarter. And Cora Lynn going to 2-2-14. All tied up with Phillip Island 2-2-14.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
Lively the kid. Doesn't fumble. He's very clean with his hands. And he's very tall and very thin. So
Well, they say that's the good sign of a good player, Brad. Someone who makes it look easy in the wet.
7.5 minutes gone. Second quarter, all tied up. Yule off the ground out of the middle to Taylor. He's tackled. That's Billy. Quick hands back out. Briggs is there again, but diving in under and getting it out again for the Bulldogs was O'Brien. Big hit from Cora Lynn. Comes out now. They're a chance on the outside. They have Officer if they want him. They go to him. Quick left foot, but he sat that up over Vernon's head. And he's met Johnson front on, and Johnson will take the free kick. Quickly goes inboard again. High kick. Comes out over the back of Matty Ryan. Again, it's Griffin. High kick inside the middle. Beautifully done by the big fella in Thomas. Gives it off to Johnson. Johnson up towards the kid again, but carries over him. He keeps his feet. Does well. Thrown out. Island might get this away. Oh! Griffin's gone to the shepherd, but no one there to take the ball. And we'll have players in all over this, and the umpire will have no other alternative to bounce down. Only about 8 metres out from the Cora Lynn goal. It's all tied up.
Certainly starting to control things a bit better now, Cora Lynn. They've got it locked inside that forward half.
Pedersen and Thomas. Quick kick out off the pack. Missed. And it was that quick. I didn't see who it was, and it was a really good effort.
It was. Yeah. I think that would have been an effort for the King G Comfort Max, Brad.
Would have been goal of the day, and I'll tell you.
That's for sure.
Tell you who it was. It was Jackson Briggs, who has just been, right now, he's my best on the ground. He's been everywhere, and it's a small man's day.
It is. It is. My best on ground, though, is probably the King G Comfort 6, Brad. I'm not a tradie myself, but during COVID, I did a little bit of labouring work and wore a pair myself, and they were fantastic.
Did a bit of labouring work, did you? Daniel Pearce comes in, long kick out towards Jack Taylor, out of wing, goes to kick off the ground. No luck. Now Cora Lynn go off the ground. This could be a Lux of fortune as DeCosta comes in. Can't take the mark. Young Benny Taylor's there. He wins it. Well done. Smart footy. High kick. Ryland Smith's there for Cora Lynn. He's all on his own. Coming in is Blake, hard and fast though. Does really well. He's caught himself into a 1-on-3. He's done super well there. Has Blake. Again, Yule's met hard. Just near the coach's box, flicked out by Pedersen to Taylor. Taylor flicks it out again. Beautiful tap on there from White. Off the ground from the Phillip Island boy and Kane Gillard. And the umpire said no. He had hands on the ball, did Jackson Bridge, so it's kicking in danger. Briggs quickly plays on. High kick inside 50. Coming over the top is Tamata with the punch. Goes through, rush behind. It's all locked up again. 2-3-15 apiece. 10.5 minutes gone. Second quarter. So they quickly play on and bring it inside, still inside defensive 50, the Island. Now they go outside the other side of the ground looking for Tamata. He takes the mark in front of Sale. In turn towards the wing, has a player out there all on his own and finds him. Right kick inside their forward half now, and it goes to Redmond on the left foot. Redmond sends the ball high, but Smith takes a mark over Zach Vernon. So Ryland Smith in defensive 50. Short inside, risky kick, high kick to the short, smaller boy. Jackson Briggs is in there, but so is the young fella in brown. He overruns it. They're away, hard kick, but Pedersen does well. Handball to the outside. Very scrambly play at the moment. Vernon's there, taps it out in front of him, trying to get the bounce in front of Payne. Then he's met solidly by Bass. He's still in there, Zach Vernon, does well, but only handballs it as far as Bass, who gives off. High kick outside 50, and backing back, umpires pulled a free kick, and that'll go against, I think it's against Matt Ryan. It is, and it'll go to the Phillip Island boy in Orlando, Kane Gillard. If that's not a movie star name, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's it. Just on Zach Vernon, Brad, he's had about 3 or 4 efforts, hasn't resulted in a possession, but just keeping that ball inside 50.
And Pedersen has taken the mark from behind over Smith, and he's only about 20 out directly in front and shouldn't cause a problem for him.
I think that was just a little bit too easy there, just to have a run and jump at the footy. They had the outnumber there and the spare man in the hole, Cora Lynn, so they'll be disappointed with that one.
They've had all the play.
They have. This would go against things.
12 and a half minutes have had all the play, and you see now that Pedersen will have a shot at goal from 20 out and shouldn't pose a problem for the big fella, the ex-Melbourne footballer, and it doesn't. Straight through the middle. Pedersen's first for the day. So 3-2-20, 2-4-16. 4-point leaders, Phillip Island, 13 minutes gone, second quarter. That is on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. So you did a little bit of labouring there. Don't forget, get what you want and get back to work at Totally Workwear. So did you have the tape measure hanging off the belt?
No, I think by labouring it was more, Kyle, can you go grab us coffees and get us the left-handed screwdriver and that sort of stuff.
As Pedersen, who just kicked the last goal, gets the tap down. Quick hands out from the Cora Lynn boy, Machea. I've liked his game. Goes forward now, Cora Lynn. High bounce, though. Drags out the back. Now, anyone's ball here. Again, Ryan. Quick kick towards Briggs. He wins the ball at ground level now. He's tackled without it by Matty Jones, and the free kick will go to Jackson Briggs. And what a super game he's played. And he'll kick from 30 out directly in front.
He'd be disappointed with dropping the chest mark to begin with, Briggs. So he's followed up well here and very clearly a free kick.
So, a day like today, you just got to make them count. And this quarter, they haven't been able to do that, Cora Lynn. So this is really important after the Cam Pedersen goal. He's kicked that through to the left. So he's missed it again, and this could hurt them. They go into 2-5-17, trail Phillip Island 3-2-20, 3-point game. Phillip Island nearly 15 minutes gone, second quarter.
And it feels like they should maybe be 5-2, Brad. They've probably had that type of dominance, Cora Lynn.
They certainly have. But this is a sign of a good side, and Phillip Island is that. They'll score when they need to, and they're never out of the game. As we remember 2019 Grand Final, all day they led. Cora Lynn come at them. But then the Island were able to hold on.
Isn't it amazing that that's the last Grand Final we've had?
It's amazing.
And it's 2022, Brad.
It seems like a long time ago it does, as Pedersen wins that out over the back. Hurry kick forward. Punched from behind by Ryan. But the Island able to sort it out through Benny Taylor on the wing. Here he is again. That's a beautiful kick. A great kick into the middle to Kane Gillard, but he drops the greasy ball. They're able to knock it forward, though. Payne's there, the veteran for Cora Lynn. And so is Jack Taylor, who keeps his feet. Gets that ball out over the line. I'm not sure if Jack Taylor would be keen on this sort of weathered football after spending 12 months in Cairns playing in 30 degrees heat each week.
And I just can't get over how we've had hardly any rain for the whole of March, and it hits April and it hits footy season, and I better turn the tears on, says Mother Nature.
It's amazing, isn't it? And by all accounts, the weather map does say it's beautiful next weekend.
Well, the weather also said that it was a patchy day today, Brad, but not too much rain, and it is hammering down here now.
And you'd swear there was a fire on with the haze as Peluso for Cora Lynn gets the ball to the outer side. Pedersen, big and strong from behind, double fist out over the boundary line.
He's starting to creep into the game a little bit more, Pedersen, since he's gone more into that ruck position. I think it's a day built perfectly for him, just getting that big frame in and around the contest and creating almost an extra midfielder as well as having an option long down the line.
Been an interesting duel, hasn't it, the two of them? He's just started to get on top, as you say, and Thomas has been very influential for Cora Lynn as well, as Pedersen wins that one. Kicked off the ground by Kimber. Ryland Smith is held without it, not paid. Jack Taylor gets the greasy ball. Hurried forward to Blake. Goes back to Billy Taylor. All caught, could be paid there, and it is. All caught up is Robert Hill.
Now, I think he's going to pay the advantage here. He is.
Okay, so was it Benny Taylor or Billy Taylor that ended up kicking the goal on the advantage?
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going to give it to Benny Taylor.
It's critical that you hit the scoreboard when you've got the momentum, Brad. Phillip Island have just fought back and swung things their way the last couple of minutes, and they've managed to put it on the scoreboard, as opposed to Cora Lynn, who couldn't really assert their dominance on the scoreboard when they had it earlier on in this quarter.
18 minutes gone. 4-2-26 Phillip Island. Cora Lynn 2-5-17 on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. Hurried kick forward there by Machaya. Goes up towards centre half forward. Umpire's blowing his whistle again. It'll be Jackson Briggs who'll win the free kick. He's just inside the centre square.
I thought he was looking like he was going to go for a shot then.
There's a lot of whistle blowing and umpire telling players where to go. As Jackson Briggs, short kick coming across the front and doing a really good job for the island was Pearce, but it comes to Machaya, right foot, kick to the outside as a teammate. And they're still just on 50, the Cora Lynn side. High kick from Johnson, inside, flying from behind. Comes off hands at the back, out towards a boundary and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in left forward pocket for Cora Lynn.
Not sure again, Brad. It's short inside 50 to a 1-on-3 contest. It's low percentage, and I just don't agree with it. It needs to be at the top of the square.
One forward by Thomas. Now booted out through the middle. Quick hands out to the outside.
Oh, now with umpire's blindsided there. We had the perfect view through the Red Vision broadcast, and he very, very clearly got a hand to that one, Macheo. So I can understand him feeling aggrieved, but the umpire, from his angle, it certainly would have looked like a throw, so I can sympathise.
So Benny Taylor wins the free kick, quickly gets out to Griffin, who's got a great leg, and not a problem there. Beautiful kick to Brown. Brown quickly plays on. He's going to go up towards the left half forward flank. Not a great kick, but it gets into the shin of Irwin. Comes out to Peluso, and he's tackled out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Around 70 around from the Phillip Island goal. Second quarter, we've gone 20 minutes. So this is another bugbear of mine where the young boundary umpire didn't know if she's allowed to go out under that fence, and it's only a metre from there. And they're not allowed to go the other side of the fence. I know it's a rule, but surely. As the ball comes back into play, a low throw in, and it's knocked forward by James. The umpire says, that's not going anywhere, guys. I'll give it a restart. And someone's down there for Cora Lynn, and he's not well. And when you see
the players are calling out.
When they double arm wave, and it's Chris Johnson double arm waving. That plays in a bad way on the ground.
Now, I reckon he looks in agony, and I thought originally maybe he was knocked out, but I reckon he might have done something really serious to his leg here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks
Yeah,
like.
and they're calling for the stretcher. That's heartbreaking. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but he looks in a lot of discomfort. Of course, your injury update for Double NT uniforms, healthcare by Totally Workwear. I'm not sure if it was I don't think from this distance it looked like a break because his legs are in a sort of upright position, but he looks in some agony there. They've called the stretcher straight away. Maybe a dislocation. Well, I mean, we're only speculating. We're 150 metres away, but yeah, it didn't look good.
And obviously we certainly can't tell who it is with him laying on the ground. But we'll try to find out who that was. I've got a sneaking suspicion who it is, but I'm not going to say it until I'm 100% sure.
It's always concerning when you've got a couple of not only your teammates but people from the opposition and the umpire yelling out to get some people out here and get them out here quick.
So we might take an ad break, Kyle, while that's on, and just take an ad from one of our sponsors while this is going on, and we'll be back here at the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve. Right now it's just on 21, nearly 22 minutes gone, and Phillip Island hold a 9-point lead in this second quarter.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning up. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Welcome back to the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve. As we said, nearly 22 minutes gone. Phillip Island 9-point lead. We know that it's Hayden Spearings that went down with a suspected dislocated hip, which isn't a great injury. So they're still trying to get him off the ground, and anyone, Kyle, with a dislocated hip are very, very difficult to move.
Yeah, absolutely. It's heartbreaking, and hopefully for his sake, it's nothing too serious, or it's you just hope the player and if he's got family or friends at the ground or watching at home on the live stream, where thoughts go out to you guys. It's always distressing. Injuries like that, they're not very common, but unfortunately it comes with playing a combat sport that AFL is.
Yeah, it certainly does. Not a great thing to have happened, that's for sure. And so it could be a while before they can actually move him and get him off, as Sean Sparks has his players right at the box now talking to him, and Bo Vernon over at the Phillip Island box has his players. That's all thanks to NNT Healthwear by Totally Workwear Warrigal.
Now, with it being close to the end of the first half, I wouldn't even be surprised if they called half-time here, Brad.
Yeah, don't know the ruling on it.
I'm not sure what... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know whether they have to play the remaining minutes, but, yeah, we could be here a while.
We certainly will be, because I would say
I'd
they
say-
won't move him from there, and the ambulance will come to him.
Yeah, correct. I would assume so. You wouldn't want... wouldn't want to be taking any risks.
They've already got the gates open.
Yep. So
on that outer pocket
yep.
where the ambulance comes through. So a dislocated hip, they will be they'll be real reticent of moving him.
Yep.
So the ambulance, I would imagine, will come on. Let's hope it gets here very quickly and can get onto the ground and get young Hayden Spearings off. So we'll just recap that. He went down, and we think from the feedback we're getting, it's a dislocated hip or suspected dislocated hip to Hayden Spearings of Cora Lynn. And as I say, we're 22 minutes into the second quarter. Phillip Island 4-2-26, Cora Lynn 2-5-17, 9-point leaders at this stage. It will be a very long quarter. A little bit similar a couple of weeks ago in Sydney. Buddy Franklin's 1,000th goal.
Yeah.
It was an hour, I think it might have been in the end. So the umpire's talking to Phillip Island. He's looking at the watch.
Now they've just... the Cora Lynn coach has just communicated something to the timekeeper, and I didn't hear what he said exactly, but I believe he was alluding that if there's a certain time frame as to how long the game's delayed, it may be abandoned. Now, I don't know.
Oh, makes perfect sense what you said. Call the half at the very least. Because an ambulance to get in, it could take a very long time. So at the very least, you would go in. Abandonment of the game is a surprise to me, if that was to happen. But right now, I would have thought it would be good to go to half-time at the very least and then work it out from there. 22 minutes gone into the second quarter, and 9-point lead is the Island as the runner is out there for Phillip Island asking the question. And and the major concern for everyone right now is the well-being of Hayden Spearings, that's for sure. Yeah, good luck getting that in. That's the thing. I've had a hip replacement. I know what the pain's like, but a dislocated hip to get that back in would be. It'd be.
Yeah, well, it's not because it's the old socket joint,
Yes.
I think they call it.
Yeah.
With the pelvis and the hip bone, I think that's what I'm going to call it at least. Not a massive. Don't have much knowledge on the human anatomy.
Yeah, I know that anything to do with hip is not a great.
No, my old lady has bursitis in her hips, and she's got a walking stick, and she's not even 60 yet. Looks about 75, but and walks like she's 75. Now, Mum, if you're watching,
Well, I'm 7 years on from a hip replacement, and it wasn't a successful one, I can tell you that. Just while we've got this opportunity, we might just go through some scores over the weekend in the West Gippsland competition. Kilcunda Bass 5-8-38, lost to Tooradin Dalmore 17-11, 1-1-3. Currumburrabina 7-8-50, went down to Inverloch Kongwak 14-15, 99. Nanagoon 8-11-59 in the close game of the day, defeated Bunyip 8-6-54, and in the twilight game, a great experiment out there at Western Park in Warrigal. Warrigal Industrials 10-15-75, run out 41-point winners over Garfield 3-6-34, and I expect Warragul Industrials to be a huge improver this year. Cooey-Rupp 12-12-84, run out 22-point winners over Daleston in a night game under lights at Cooey-Rupp, and I can tell you the lighting out there at Cooey-Rupp is absolutely sensational. That's a question I got for you, Kyle. You see a lot of footy grounds. Compared to when we played back in the day, how is the lighting at some of these grounds now?
Yeah, it's great from the local community because it just adds to that spectacle and atmosphere of community football. Now, I believe the lights need to be at a certain watts, I think it needs to be. I couldn't tell you what that is, but I know that there is a minimum requirement. But in terms of night matches, the beauty of it is, and I don't think it's an every week thing, but it means you can get more people to your games because you've got, all the rest of the games going on during the day. And then if you got nothing else on, or if you want to have a couple of beers after your match, you head on down to whoever's playing. Now, even twilight games, the Warragul Industrials versus Garfield game was a twilight game yesterday, which one of our camera operators was there covering for Garfield. So, yeah, it's great initiatives by the clubs. And one thing, now this is obviously the space I'm working in, Brad, and particularly coming out of COVID, one thing clubs in country competitions are getting better at is understanding that what they have is a really good product and there's the ability to commercialise that. Now, when I say commercialise that, I'm not talking about money going back to leagues and the AFL. I'm talking about money going back into the clubs and things such as the Match of the Day broadcast like we've got today. It goes a long way to improving the league profile, and the feedback that we've been getting in the lead up to the game, and then obviously from the 2019 final series has been nothing short of astounding of how good it's been. And just a quick shout out, I'm sure he's watching the stream, is the operations manager of the West Gippsland Football Netball League, thanks to Alex Scott and stuff, and that's Brandon Milburn. I work across a lot of regions across Victoria and deal with a lot of different footy ops managers across the state, and I think he's a really good operator, so they're really lucky to have him in this region, and I think he sees the bigger picture, and a healthy league is obviously going to help out the clubs in the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to go now, isn't it? I mean, I know that there's a lot of footy heads out there, and I know certain guys that will watch any footy, and if they're sitting at home, there's a live stream coming from Darwin, Cairns, Perth, it doesn't matter, Tasmania, wherever it's come from, they'll sit at home and watch it. I'm one, because I've got no other life but footy. But look, a lot of people are like it. I'm with you. I just think that it's gradually getting better and better, and I think, probably I go back to the 70s when I used to watch the VFA, and I think that I'm hoping that's where we can get community footy too. Of being able to turn on and just watch it whenever I want to watch it.
Yeah, I think so. And look, it's no secret that our society in general, not just community football, but society in general, is Americanised these days. And whatever the Americans are doing, we like to emulate and copy.
Yep.
And over there, their community sport, which is usually through either the college system or the college system has got multi-million-dollar broadcast deals, but even high school and that pee-wee football and pee-wee sports over there, the coverage that they get is incredible. And I think we're only going to be getting better and growing over the next few years. Certainly in my time at Red Onion over the last 3.5-4 years, it's changed dramatically in that time. And I think it's an ever-evolving space. And it's great that the West Gippsland League is a relatively new league, despite some of the clubs being very old. The league itself is quite new. I think they're just trying to, I guess, improve the profile of their league, and they're getting there.
The one thing that I remember early days, there was always the worry from leagues and clubs, or not as much clubs, but more the leagues, of saying it'll affect our gate. Well, I've been and called a lot of live stream footy now, and again here today in very inclement weather, there's huge crowds. They still go. And
we're not catering for the people who want to go it's the ones who already can't go. That's correct, because whilst we enjoy what we do and we think what we do is a good product, the reality is it's entry level. and it's not your Fox Footy and Channel 7 broadcasts. So if you had the option of, do I sit at home and watch the live stream, one camera live stream with a couple of buffheads like you and me calling the game, or do I, watch a 2030 HD camera with, some of the greatest players to have ever played the game calling the game? It's chalk and cheese in comparison. So, as I said, we're not really catering for the people who can get to the game. It's for those who can't. It's also for, around the grounds. Quite a lot of the feedback we get from people is they check in just to see the scores.
Yeah.
And this is very wishful thinking, but I'd like to think that in 4 or 5 years' time, most community football leagues around the state will be streaming not just a match of the round, but all their games.
That'd be great.
And there's already, we look at the Gippsland League yesterday, who have started a relationship with Clutch TV, who have been big in this space in providing community football with a platform to stream. And, I think they had 4 of their 5 games all streamed through the Clutch TV platform yesterday. Obviously, ideally, we'd love to get the 5th one there. But, yeah, it's the way it's heading.
Yeah, it's great. Just recapping with what's happened out here at the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve at nearly the 22-minute mark. Player went down for the Cora Lynn side. It was Hayden Spearings with what we think is a suspected dislocated hip. They've just started to move him off the ground as he's on that stretcher. So that's a good sign.
It is. It surprises me a little bit, though, because I've got no doubt that an ambulance is on its way. I would have thought they would have...
I thought the same. And
they would have left him until the ambulance has come, but...
And such as community country footy, one of the guys helping with the stretcher is an umpire.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good, really good to see that.
That is amazing, and that's what country footy's all about. There's an umpire out there giving a hand with the stretch, and I just think this is why I love country and community footy. It's very, very sad to see Hayden Spearings in that way, but this is what it's all about. As an umpire's got over there, help the girls and guys on the stretcher. They've just got him placed on the ground outside the ground, so I imagine that's what's going to happen now. The ambulance will come to that spot and pick him up. That's all thanks to NNT Healthwear by Totally Workwear Warragul.
Now we've got players getting back into position by the looks of it.
Yep, we're gonna soldier on, as they say. The show must go on, and I think it was out on that outer side.
It was. I think it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, that's what looks like is going to take place as players are getting back into their positions and ready to go. Both clubs were just doing what I would call a minor warm-up. So that's the next phase, is the worry of injury.
Yeah, well, what I'm worried about now, Brad, is I set the timer to a 40-minute max out because you don't usually expect a quarter to go longer than 40 minutes. So, we might have to try and fix up the clock because it's at just under 40 minutes now. So if the timer clock goes out, I'll do my best to get it back up and running for you people at home.
And right now it is 21 minutes 48 seconds, I can tell you, that have gone in this second quarter, and the field umpire will bounce this down on that boundary side, right on the outer side of the ground. It'll be Cam Pedersen and the big fella in Will Thomas. And up it goes. Restart in play. And late in the second quarter, umpires pulled a free kick, and it's against, by the looks of things, one of the midfielders. So it'll be the little fella there in Heathbriggs that'll take the free kick for Cora Lynn. Has Irwin, square if he wants him, went to go there and then decided to go up the line with a high kick, looking for Luke Hartley. Couldn't take the mark. Ball goes out over the line.
Now, the weather has cleared up in that 15, 20-minute break as well, Brad. The rain's disappeared.
It'll be back. It will be back.
I probably shouldn't have said anything, actually.
As it'll be Thomas again with Pedersen. Holds the front spot. Thomas gets the tap. Comes out to Johnson. Quick hands out. Now it comes out to Jackson Briggs. He's tackled very well by young Brown, and the ball goes out over the line.
He's looking dangerous every time he goes near the footy, Briggs.
Yes, he certainly is. And there's one thing that I didn't notice, that I said earlier today, that Matt Jackson's back playing for Phillip Island. He's now in his civvies and limping very heavily along the side. So they're both one down for the day.
A few casualties coming out of today, with all thanks to double NT uniforms, the healthcare range by Totally Workwear.
Free kick or mark. Looks like Johnson on the outer flank. Beautiful kick, and he's found the boy again in Oliver Sale. Now, this is some sort of debut by the young kid.
He's been fantastic. He's got a fair bit of grippo on his hands, I reckon, because he's taking a big clunks in some tricky conditions.
Now, if he kicks that from there, they will come from everywhere. It's from the pocket. On the wrong side, he's got it, and they do come from everywhere. Deserves it. He has looked very, very good as young Ollie Sale, and there's such a social media. I had a look at the Cora Lynn Facebook page earlier in the week when I loved it. Sean Sparks, the coach, announced out on the ground on the training track that he would be making his debut, and it was just a good moment. They all come from everywhere. So that's 3-5-23 Cora Lynn, trail Phillip Island, 4-2-26, 24 minutes gone in the second quarter. A long, lengthy second quarter after the injury, what we think is a dislocated hip to Hayden Spearings, as Thomas wins that from the leaping Pedersen. Jamie Ewell has an air shot. Another one of the golf swings that I'm famous for is a high kick inside 50 to Motd. He's tackled well by the little boy there in Martin, and the umpire has said got him high, and it'll be to Motd to take the free kick. So now quickly goes on, right foot up the line to the wing, but not a great kick, and only finds Walkus. So Tristan Walkus, high kick again up the line, hugging that boundary side of the ground. Just off hands, wrapped up. And the umpire says you'll go nowhere there. So I'll bounce that up as the boy in Harry O'Brien picks himself up. Up it goes. A lot of players around this, so it's going to be hard to break free. Yule does to Kimber, but it's intercepted. Tackled, holding the ball, or incorrect disposal. Ben Taylor is onto it. Spills free, hands out. Again, Yule's in there, as he always is for the Island side. Been around a long time, Jamie Ewell. Gippy Power Boy from way back in 2005. And they won the premiership with players such as Pendlebury and Thomas.
Was Darren Buick coaching them back then?
I'm not too sure, actually.
I think he was there for a period of time before he went to the Eastern Rangers.
Coached Darren Buick's son up in Cairns 2020. Jet, the gunny is a jet. As the ball's thrown in to play again, as Pedersen wins the tap out towards Billy Taylor. Gets out to Jack Taylor. Jackson Briggs tackles him as he dives forward, and field umpire says, I'll throw that up in between wing and half forward for the Island. Pedersen and Thomas. Thomas tries to grab that out. Kimber's in there hard and low, as he always is, and he's tackled without it. So Kimber, low kick towards Pedersen, doesn't make it there. Jack Taylor's lurking with intent at the back. Smith hands out to Johnson. Johnson inside the middle of the ground, but it's all Phillip Island and the hardness there of Pearce. It's again Kimber who's in and under. Then he's wrapped up. Got to bounce that down in the middle of the ground, and he does. So 27 minutes gone, 3-point game. Phillip Island's way. Richards, just the don't argue, then gets the right leg up towards Billy Taylor, comes out and meets it. Really well done by Bass to tap the ball out, but Peluso's going to put that out over the boundary line, and the resultant free kick to Phillip Island right in front of the Cora Lynn coach's box. Umpire calls him to play on. High kick up. Oh, free kick there for sure. Not paid by the umpire. I thought that might have gone the Island's way as Richards comes in. Johnson, Smith, ball goes out. We'll have it thrown in.
It's a very physical game still, Brad. Lots of hard hits. You can hear the bodies just slapping, few big bodies running around out there.
I was talking to the general manager of Cora Lynn, Terry Dillon, who we might get a chat to at half time. And we're talking about that this competition is that, isn't it? Very physical as Billy Taylor gets a hurried left foot kick inside 50. And, he's had a fresh air shot. Has the boy just can't pick up who that was. Oh, it was that number 10 who's not listed.
He had a little bit more time than he thought, I reckon. He could have potentially swung back onto his right.
Ended up going out on the full against Cora Lynn, and Matty Jones is the resultant free kick. And he's still outside the 50. He'd be better served popping this at the edge of the goal square here and sit that up, and that's exactly what he does. High ball coming out was Jack Taylor. Couldn't hold the mark. Redmond's there for the island. He's still in there under it again. Peluso. And Jack Taylor again picks it up, but tackled by Thomas, and we'll have a bounce down, 30 out directly in front of the island goal. Late in the second quarter, a lengthy second quarter due to the injury of Hayden Spearings, who we see is still just outside the fence line of the ground on that stretcher with what we think is a suspected dislocated hip. Up it goes. Thomas. Macheo. High kick. Up it goes. Griffin's there. He's in front of White. Comes to ground. Griffin wins it. The umpire says no. Fresh air shot. So the free kick will go to Heath Briggs, who's also been good in this first half. It's a real arm wrestle. Late in the second quarter, 3-point game to the Bulldogs. Comes out to Walkus in front of Jack Taylor. Walkus now has Moncton short if he wants him. Goes to him in front of Richards. Moncton on the left foot straight away. Like this guy's game in the first half. Hartley in front of Jones. Right in front of the Cora Lynn coach's box. Broadcast side of the ground. He's going to go short up the line again. They've got a player inboard here, and they go to him, and it's Briggs again.
Really liked Corey Macheo and Briggs' game to date, Brad. Both been quite clean inside 50 with ball in hand, and yeah, hopefully they can capitalise there. They probably deserved the lead going into half-time, but yeah, they've just had a few wayward shots on goal.
This is Heath Briggs right on the siren at half-time. That's going to put him in front if he can get it. Sits back on it. He's going to miss left, and that's what's hurt him this quarter. And Cora Lynn, 3-6-24, trail Phillip Island, 4-2-26 at half-time here at Cora Lynn in the Cobra Dome, and that is on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. So, goal kickers for the island, 2 to Ben Taylor. We think he got the second one, so we've given it to him. 1 to Pedersen and 1 to Zach Vernon. And goal kickers for the Cora Lynn side, 1 to Moncton, 1 to Machea, and 1 in that quarter to the young debutant Oliver Sale. So, great game of footy here out at the Cobra Dome, and we'll be back after this short break to have a bit of a chat about the first half with Kyle Pover, and hopefully we can get the general manager of the Cora Lynn Football Club in Terry Dillon.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up.
is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
Welcome back to Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve, where it's half time, where Phillip Island enjoy a 2-point lead, 4-2-26. To Cora Lynn inaccurate in that quarter, 3-5-24, 3-6-24. So they added, Cora Lynn that quarter added 2 goals for, where the Phillip Island side added 2-1. It's all thanks to the Totally Workwear team out at Gippsland. Kyle, we caught up with Jamie Yule, the captain of Phillip Island during the week, and we might have a listen to that chat.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, the captain of the Phillip Island side for today and the season of 2022, Jamie Yule.
Thanks for having me, Brad. Cheers.
Now, first things first, about 10 games in 2 years. How's the body?
Body's feeling pretty good. Yeah, I guess not having those hard knocks over the last couple of years has definitely helped. But, yeah, I've had a pretty decent pre-season. I got up to Darwin and played some footy up there. So I've been going pretty hard since before Christmas. So, yeah, I'm feeling fit, which is good.
So you were at Palmerston up in the north. How many games did you end up playing up there?
3-4, I think. Yeah, got up with the Palmerston Magpies, which was, yeah, great experience.
And you got your teammate. You took your teammate for a game up there, Cam Pedersen.
Yeah, got Cam up there for a game. They loved Cam, and unfortunately couldn't get the win when we're up there. But all in all, great experience, good fun, and great club to be at.
Now, it's great today, 2019 grand final replay. Now, 2020 was done and dusted. I don't think it's even beneficial to even talk about 2021 because there was no final series, no premier. New players into your club today that haven't really played the last 2 years. Who are they?
Most of our team's fairly settled, I think, from the 2019. Yeah, so we'd have Max Blake and Daniel Pearce, another guy, Luke James. But other than that, they're juniors that have come up through the ranks who are all Phillip Islanders. So you've got Harry O'Brien, Kai McKenzie, guys like that who are really stepping up, Benny Taylor. Other than that, most of the guys are pretty settled, and we've been in the same group for quite a while.
Now, there's an old head back that had the last couple of years off. He was travelling. Matty Jackson's back.
Matty Jackson is back. Can't be happier. You know, Matty's going to give you 110%, 100% of the time. So, yeah, he's an absolute weapon, a warrior, and, yeah, we love him.
The other one that wasn't there for your premiership in 2019, but come back last year and played a little bit of footy. He's a local lad that was a really good player and a great cricketer as well. Eli Richards is back.
Yeah, so Eli left us, I think, both times, or might have just been the one time when we were successful and won flags. So I'd love to see him get one with this group. He's an Islander through and through, and you know he fits right in with our team as well. So it's great to have him, back around and playing good footy and training well.
Now, apart from the kids, you got some real good experience that have been around not only footy but Phillip Island for a long time now. Brendan Kimber, how's he looking?
Yeah, looking sharp for an old boy. Yeah, he'd love me saying this. He'd probably be one of the oldest guys in the competition, but he's still probably one of the best. He does what he needs to do pre-season and gets the job done. Yeah, he's looking good. Mark Griffin up back. He played a lot of football at the Island now. Back where I think playing with the flair that we know Mark has been able to play with, he's looking super good down back, and I think he's in for a massive year.
Now, one that I want to touch on that I know nothing about, and I'm looking forward to watching him play today, Orlando Kane Gillard.
Oh, Nusha. Yeah, he's exciting. That's to say the least. Yeah, the things he can do well above his age bracket, I would say. He's very mature for a footballer, and yeah, he's got some serious spark, that's for sure.
I'm looking forward to watch him. Now, Jamie, you're a captain again this year, been around a long time. You're representative captain. There's not much that you haven't done in this space. Runner-up in the league medal last year to your good mate Cam Pedersen. You're like a fine wine, Jamie. You're getting better with age.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, I guess good results last year in terms of personal accolade. Cam got me by 3 votes. He's let me know about that ever since. But I guess doing my best to stay as fit as I can as the older I get. You know, I think there's something in that. You put the work in and you get the results.
Now, there's only been 3 full seasons of the West Gippsland competition, with the 2 previous years not being fulfilled. Has Cora Lynn become a real arch rival in a real quick space of time for you guys?
You would say there's a little bit more meaning to the games we do play with them because they've been quite close. You know, Cora Lynn have been very strong. They played in the grand final the first year, and yeah, I think anyone who's strong, you try and measure up against. So yeah, I would say there's a little bit of a rivalry there for sure, especially with that grand final. That as you know, that came down to the absolute wire. A few lasting memories, doesn't it?
That was one of the best games of country footy I have ever seen. I'm hoping today lives up to those expectations. Mate, thanks for joining us. All the best for this season and all the best out there today.
Cheers, Brad. Appreciate it. Have a good call.
The great Jamie Ewell, been around a long time, has Jamie, the captain of Phillip Island. It was great to catch up with him during the week for a chat, and he speaks very well. What a great servant of Phillip Island he has been. They had some tough times. A lot of people might just remember that they've been travelling pretty well for the last few years, but there were some tough times at the islands, for the island back in the Alberton days where they were struggling a little bit, and Jamie stuck by him. He hung around, and he's been a great player for him, and it's great to see him be involved in 3 premierships there now.
Yeah, look, they were probably struggling when they had you on board as coach, I would have thought, Brad.
Most clubs did.
So, I was going to say, it seems that they got rid of you and the tides turned, which, makes a bit of sense. But no, they're certainly one of the more respected country footy clubs, not just in the West Gippsland football netball competition, but across a lot of the regional leagues across the state. Phillip Island's name is always thrown up there as one of the more successful clubs. And that doesn't just happen by, people think that clubs with money can just throw money at players and all the rest of it. There's obviously the points and the salary cap that's come into play over the past few years, but they're well-run clubs, and they're clubs with good cultures and clubs that can attract players because they want to be there.
Most certainly. I think if you go through their side, they are. A lot of people might think that they spend money and get players in and all that sort of thing. They get what they need, but if you go through that side, and I'm going through the side now, Billy Taylor local, Max Blake local, Jack Taylor local, Alex Officer local, Mark Griffin local. Pearce, I don't know anything about. It's his first year. Pedersen, they got him from the AFL. Ewell, local. Matt Jones, local. Luke James is a new player. Tamata's relatively new. Jackson, you can call local. He's a teacher in the local town. Redmond is local. Patula, only been there a couple of years. Vernon, a local. A great name in Phillip Island. Zach, and obviously the coach, Bo, and their father, Daryl Vernon, played in premierships there. Harry O'Brien is a new player. I'm not too sure about him. Kane Gillard, I know, is a local kid. Kimber teaches in the town. Brown, Richards is a local, and Benny Taylor. They're all very local. It's a very, very good story, Phillip Island.
Well, it'd be a great place to live. It's yes. Beautiful down in Phillip Island. Maybe not so much in the winter with that sea breeze, and it can get quite chilly down there.
Nothing
this time of year.
Nowhere near as bad as Ballarat, I can tell you.
No, and that's your silly fault for deciding to move there.
Beautiful town, Ballarat, as is Cows, and that's another story. Is I would have loved to have got Terry Dillon, the general manager, in here. The story of Cora Lynn is an incredible story because it's a football ground town. There is nothing here. And there was a documentary on them that was brilliant.
I was going to say, there is absolutely... Now, they're famous for something, aren't they?
Cheese.
Cheese, okay.
I think the locals might kill
now, I could be wrong, but I was always under the impression that it was potatoes, spuds.
Oh, that's up where I am, Ballarat way.
Now, I knew it was that, but I could be wrong.
I thought there's an old dairy across the road here. I know that's... hasn't been used for years, I'm pretty sure. But they really are smack bang. And you look at all the footy clubs that are in the close, say, vicinity of Cooey-Rup, Cranbourne, Berwick, Pakenham. They're in the middle of everything. It's pretty hard to get players here.
Exactly right. And look, to be honest, I guess the appeal to go to Cora Lynn is, a great small country town. And, like I live in Berwick, considered a metropolitan suburb. And I think it's about a 28-minute drive. So it's, it's not that far. I mean... I play cricket I did play cricket for Knoxfield, which is about a 25-minute drive from Berwick in the opposite direction. So that's pretty standard drive, half an hour. So, they do a good job. Good facility here as well.
Well, Terry Dillon, who's above us, as I say, he's the general manager. He's above us doing the timekeeping. He has a business called Club Map. And if you're listening and you haven't heard of it, and you're watching the game, get on Facebook and have a look at what Club Map does. He was at St Kilda, Hawthorn, Collingwood as like a chief financial officer. He is one of, if not the best operator you'll ever come across in your life. So he's got this club in good shape, and there's not too many general managers of footy clubs that are going around doing the timekeeping, Kyle.
I was just about to say, how do you get stuck?
That's what he does.
Get stuck doing that.
And that's why there's such a good football club. Everyone chips in and does their bit.
Well, being the general manager, I would have said, I'm the general manager.
I'd be in there having
someone else.
Having a feed and drinking beers, you, Kyle, at half-time, I would have thought. Would you? Would you be doing that?
To be honest, I probably wouldn't put my hand up to be a general manager, Brad. They have to do too much for not much in return. But that's why they do it, because they love their clubs. So blokes like Terry is what makes community football so special.
We are just about to get underway here for the third quarters. The umpire is calling some supporters to get on the other side of the fence. 2-point leaders, the Island at half-time. 4-2-26. Cora Lynn 3-6-24 as up it goes again. Pedersen, beautiful tap. Straight to Zach Vernon. Looks for Taylor. That's Jack. Comes to the front. Palousa's there. Just bumped off the ball by Kimber Johnson. Gets the footy. He's wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down. 60 around from the Island goal. Up it goes. Thomas wins that. Goes to the outside. Ewell's there. Quick hands out. Vernon gets a quick kick. Smith runs back behind Taylor. That's Jack. Can't take the mark. Taylor comes in on top of Smith and holds him up. We'll have a bounce down. About 30 around from the Phillip Island goal within the first minute of the third quarter. 2-point leaders, the Bulldogs. Your totally Workwear Gippsland match of the day for the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland football netball competition as Johnson on the left foot goes to the outer side, leaping high but not being able to take the mark for the island. Looked like it might have been Taylor. Comes forward. Yule's there, wrapped up. Umpire says he didn't have it, or he did have it, and he disposed of it incorrectly. So Cora Lynn will take the free kick, defensive half. High kick, straight up the line of the ground. That was White. Pack of players, spills free. Umpire's pulled another free kick as Yule was about to take that away, as who we spoke to at half time, and it's a free kick again to Cora Lynn, out of wing position. It's Machaya. Goes forward. Punched away. Walkus is wrapped up. Not going anywhere.
Gee, it was very quick to blow the whistle there, the umpire.
He was. You don't get away from a Brendan Kimber tackle, I can assure you. It's at centre half forward for Cora Lynn. Jackson Briggs on the left foot. Quick kick. And just fell in the lap. It went to play on, then was called. Just not good footy there. He's been good all day as Hartley, but had a rush of blood. Went off the line, and umpire called play on. Yule gets the handball out. Beautiful football. High kick up the wing. Just a bad bounce for Billy Taylor. Now it comes into the hands of Johnson, and that was from Bass. Kick comes off the pack.
Did he play? Did he play on there? I wasn't quite sure. Was he calling? Was the other umpire calling play on because the ball didn't travel far enough?
No, he went like that. Went off to handball. He stood off his line to handball.
I don't know about he pretending or thinking the handball is playing on. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think what he might have thought is that he'd come off his line. But anyway, Kimber is wrapped up by Moncton. Gets the ball out to Officer. He's taken out over the line by Moncton. We'll have another boundary throw in.
They've looked sharp, Cora Lynn, since starting this second half. But again, they just can't get any reward for effort on the scoreboard. And how many times do you see the team dominating the general play, but they're not able to capitalise, and then the other team goes down the other end and puts one straight through the middle?
Comes off the hands of Thomas, but Zach Vernon's there for the Bulldogs. Now it's kicked forward. It's going to go out on the full or out of bounds, and that's in front of Daniel Pearce. So we'll have a boundary throw in. We're only about 30 metres around, 20 metres around from the Cora Lynn goal, and they really do need to buy a goal. They've peppered away most of the second quarter as Machaya's tackled to the ground, not going anywhere, and that was by Tamata and Pearce again. Up it goes. Thomas, beautiful tap out the back to Payne, but it's Zach Vernon who's had a lot of the ball early in this third quarter. Gets a kick out towards Redmond. The umpires paid the free kick, then the advantage. Redmond's tackled. Ball spills free. Comes out to Walkus. He's in front of O'Brien, and the ball comes out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the commentary box here, in between wing and half forward for Phillip Island. We've gone 4.5 minutes. Third quarter, 2-point lead to the Bulldogs. In it comes. Thomas takes it out of the ruck. Quick handball to Heath Briggs. High kick up the wing. Coming over the back with a nice big punch is Mark Griffin. Gets it out over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in. Right on the centre wing position. Commentary side of the ground. And it's Big Pedersen and Thomas. Pedersen gets that from behind, but Briggs quick hands out towards Johnson and Newell, and respectively tap each other as the ball goes out over the boundary line. So you got Briggs around the ball in front. That's Heath. Pedersen wins the tap, comes out to Peluso in front of Redmond. Zach Vernon can't hold it cleanly and plays in all over it. And we'll have another bounce down as Yule and Heath Briggs pick themselves up. Pedersen holds the front spot, taps it behind, but sharked there by White. Gives it off to Jackson Briggs. Kicks forward to Hartley in between wing and half forward. Been good today is the new boy, Luke Hartley, for the Cora Lynn side. High kick up the line. Punched away by Tomato for the Bulldogs. Comes to Redmond. Gets it quickly onto that left foot. Walkers is there. Backs back. Can't take the mark. Payne, Bass. They're all there. Comes out from Blake to Taylor on the left foot. High kick. Peluso, the little Peluso, those little legs. Pumping out to win the footy. He's tackled. Ball spills free now out. They are able to get the ball up the wing. Pedersen's there. Hartley overruns it. Pedersen traps it, then tries to handball. Johnson's there. He'll just scoop that out over the boundary line. Was deliberate all the way.
I was going to say again, nothing the umpire could do because he was
couldn't see
blindsided, but that was as deliberate as they come.
Very smart. As tunnelled underneath that was Pedersen from Thomas, and that's a good decision by the umpire. That was definitely there. As Pedersen with a high kick looking up for Kimber. Coming across the back is Smith with a punch and gets it out over the boundary line. Good.
That's courageous play there, going back with the flight into trouble. Get the fist in. That's the sort of stuff that can lift a side's spirits.
Particularly in front of Brendan Kimber, because he is a train. As it comes in from about 20 metres around from the Phillip Island goal. Now it's scooped out towards Walkerson Yule. Dives forward. Griffin's in there. Wraps up Walkers. Umpire says, I'll have that. So it's at the centre half forward position for the island. Up it goes. Thomas. Nice little left hand tap to the boy in Heath Briggs. Gets a kick forward, but it's Pearce. He'll run away for the island. Goes up towards Kimbu. Gets the ride. Pedersen's at the back. Blake's there. Plays in all over it. And the umpire says, I'll have it. And Blake gets up limping pretty heavily. Jack Taylor gets a left hand to it. Zach Vernon helps. It's on its way. Comes forward again. And again, we'll have another stoppage. Only about 20 metres out from the Phillip Island goal.
Love to know how many stoppages there have been today, Brad.
Yeah, very conducive. That's a very heavy limp of Max Blake for the Bulldogs up forward. Keep an eye on that for our friends at NNT Health. As the ball will go out over the boundary line again.
Billy Thomas starting to really assert his dominance in the ruck. He seems to be winning most of the hit-outs, although he does have a bit of a height advantage and strength advantage here.
Well, they do Phillip Island double teaming. So when the ball goes forward, Pedersen hangs back for that kick out, and Jack Taylor takes that ruck forward. So it's a monumental effort of Thomas that he's rucking all day, as Cora Lynn will now to bring the ball out of defence. And that's a nice kick up the line. Finds Irwin onto the left foot. Not sure about that kick as Briggs come across Griffin with some real courage. It's forced forward. Quick hands out to Jack Taylor. High kick up towards backing back. Really well done there for the Cora Lynn side was Ryan, and beats him and Kimber over the line from behind to the Bulldogs. So it'll be Ryland Smith bringing the ball back into play. Goes for the high kick up the side looking for Ryan. Comes out to DeCosta. Balks around Richards. Does really well. Gets his left foot kick up the line. But again, it's Pearce that comes over the top of Jackson Briggs and punches it out over the boundary line. Centre wing position.
DeCosta, was he one of the first gamers?
I think it's not a first game, I don't think, as a debut senior footy, but new to the club, definitely.
Yeah, so he looks a player. He looks really sharp and quality skills. And he actually looks like he copped a bit of a corky there as he just limps away.
As Machaya was taken high, gives it off to Johnson. High kick towards half forward. Griffin. Tackled, gets the ball out the back, gets it back in the 1-2. Now he's under pressure. Right foot kick finds Pedersen though. Defensive 50. Pedersen now plays on, lowers his eyes. It's up a target quickly again. 1-2 back to Pedersen. High kick to the outer half forward flank. Billy Taylor nudges Bass under the ball, then goes back on it. But Bass is strong. Keeps his feet and does well. Then he lowers his eyes. Kick's not great to his teammate in Heath Briggs, and Pearce is able to get it to Jack Taylor, who goes inside. Kicks it straight down the throat of Ryland Smith, who drops it. Then on the left foot, out of side, finds Jackson Briggs. Again, short back to Ryland Smith. In fact, that wasn't Jackson.
Been a while since we had a goal from either side. Brad, been a bit of a score drought.
Only 3 points in it, 4 to Phillip Island and 3 kick to Cora Lynn. And you would think the way this is going, 8 goals will definitely win it. It could even be as low as 6 or 7 as the ball's on the outer wing. Comes out to White. White with quick hands to the outside. Going inside 50 now. Short kick has Irwin, goes over his head and finds the man of the moment as far as I'm concerned in Jackson Briggs. I just think he's been absolutely brilliant. Been everywhere. So going to take a long kick there. It's not a big breeze, but what breeze it is in his face. And he'll kick from 45 as he comes inside, sits it up. He's going to pull that left and he's missed everything, and that's out of bounds on the full. So that's been their demon, Kyle, this afternoon, is their goal kicking. As the ambulance has arrived, Kieran Spearings. In fact, Hayden Spearings, sorry. So, ball back into play. Looks for Jack Taylor. Thought he might have been taken high by Smith, not paid. Heath Briggs again was taken high, and he's seen that one. And Heath Briggs will take the free kick between wing and half forward for Cora Lynn. Quickly plays on the arc. High kick is 4-on-1. All Phillip Island. Comes off the hands, and then they take the Cora Lynn boy high, and that was Mark Griffin, and the free kick will go to Hartley, and he's only 25 out, more or less in front. So it was all Phillip Island. They could have raffled it.
Gee, I reckon you're generous. I reckon he's a little bit further out than 25. It might take a kicking into the breeze and a heavy, wet footy. He's probably going to put this through 20 metres over the goal umpire's hat, but
I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't at least get the distance. And he's definitely done that, and it's gone straight through the middle. And he's been good, has Luke Hartley, that's for sure. And of all, they just kept missing. But if you keep going to the well, Kyle, you will get water. And they finally have, and that's Luke Hartley's first of the day. They've all got single goal kickers, and there's 4 of them. And they have now gone on to 4 goals, 6-30, Cora Lynn. Phillip Island, they've hit the front now, Cora Lynn. Phillip Island 4-3-27, 3-point leaders, 14 minutes gone on your totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. So the first time they have hit the front, and that's the first time we've seen another ruckman in there, and it's Matt Ryan to give Billy Thomas a bit of a chop out for the Cora Lynn side as the ball goes forward for Phillip Island. Again, Taylor, quick hands out to Kimber. Kimber gets around his opponent, high kick towards Jack Taylor and the veteran Payne. Payne does what he does well and defends and gets the ball out over the boundary line. Been around a long time, Timmy Payne, and great servant of the footy club.
Tim Payne, his name, is it?
Yes, the same name. It's, again, a shallow boundary throw-in, and it'll be Matt Ryan doing the job with Pedersen. I'm just looking for Billy Thomas as he come to the box for a bit of a spell. I would have thought. I can't see him out on the ground, as you would think he needs a rest. As the ball comes free to Machea, he's tackled but didn't have prior. And that was Yule doing the tackling. So about 30 out from the Phillip Island goal. Pedersen just nudges Ryan out of the way, and the field umpire has said there was a block, and Pedersen will take the free kick against Ryan. He's 30 metres out.
Lynn crowd are not too happy with the decision.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I thought it looked like Cam Pedersen used his body to move him, but anyway, it comes in straight in front, not a problem. And Pedersen kicks his second for the day, so kicked one in the second quarter and he's kicked one in the third. We've got a couple of multiple goal kickers for the Bulldogs.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So, Phillip Island, 5-3-33, Cora Lynn 4-6-30. 3-point leaders the Island on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Pedersen taking advantage of Thomas being off the ground, gets up high and a big punch forward over Ryan, but it's Peluso and Kimber and Redmond on it. We'll have another ball up. And again, Pedersen, but he's hit that straight to Peluso, who's tackled well by Redmond. So Cora Lynn, I'm hoping for Cora Lynn's sake it's not an injury to Thomas and he's just having a spell. And again, the umpires called a block on Ryan to Pedersen, and Pedersen is starting to take control of this game as he gets a high kick up forward to Blake. Payne does well, gets it forward to Machaya. Machaya on the check side outside. Smart kick and finds Johnson. Johnson now can get him outside of their defensive 50. High kick to the out of the wing, just a nudge under, and does quite well in the end. And he's taken that mark, got it forward, has Hill, comes off the pack at centre half forward, and we'll have a bounce down. Good transfer of play by the Cora Lynn side. 3-point leaders, the Bulldogs. 18 minutes gone, third quarter. There's Thomas now. So he's gone forward, gets the tap to Machaya, who quickly gives off, but it's intercepted by O'Brien. He's tackled. Umpire's pulled another free kick. It's going to go the way of Machaya. And he'd be 50 out every bit of.
Yeah, he looked very confident. He put his hand up straight away.
It's gone short in the end. And he's found a teammate in White. White has another one short. Goes to him, and it's Irwin. On a harder angle is Brent Irwin.
I reckon he did well there, Machado. I reckon he bluffed everyone, including myself, because he signalled as if he was going to go back and have a shot, and then just had that space open up in front of him for a teammate to run into.
He's on the right side for a left footer, is Irwin. So, again, distance won't be a problem for him from there.
No, he's a left footer. That's all lefties, a big kicks, Brad. You know this.
And he comes, goes on that left wide arc. Nice hit. Just faded late and through for a behind. So that'll take them on to 4-7-31, 5-3-33 Phillip Island, 2-point leaders. They quickly move the ball on to the outer wing position, like this kid's game. Harry O'Brien, again, feeds it over the top to Taylor. He's away. Gets it inside 50 to his brother in Billy Taylor. That was from Ben. So Billy Taylor now lowers his eyes, sits it up to the other brother, Jack Taylor. Quickly plays on the arc. Right foot forward. Wasn't a great kick. He was looking for Zach Irwin, but has carried him over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw-in right forward pocket for the Island. 18.5 gone third quarter. So hasn't been much more than a 3, 4, 5 point game. It's currently 2 points. I wouldn't have thought it's going to get much more than that as it is in these conditions, and both sides so physical and good around the contested ball. Hence why we've just had the stoppage after stoppage, and it's Thomas. Does battle with Jack Taylor. Comes out to Machaya from White. Gets it back to White. Hurried left foot kick up the line. Umpire's pulled another free kick. And this time it's going to Ben Taylor against Moncton. So Benny Taylor on the right leg. Sits it out towards Blake, who was blocked by Thomas. Umpire let it go. Tried to get it to Walkers. Ends up in the hands of Payne. He fumbles. Left foot snap. Goal! Wow. So, Phillip Island from absolutely nothing there has a left foot snap, got the goal and takes them on to 6-3-39. Cora Lynn 4-7-31, 8-point leaders into the third quarter now by just over 21 minutes, and that's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. So, back in the middle, Thomas and Pedersen. Thomas goes early. They both miss it. Comes out to Richards. Richards throws it out. Briggs is there. Fumbles. Underneath Richards again. Then Briggs is back in there with the boy O'Brien. Umpire says, let's bounce it again. Start again. Holds the front spot. Looks for Machaya. Briggs kicks off the ground. Comes out towards Pearce. He's met solidly by Hartley. Then over it. Tamata picks it up. He's tackled. And again, we'll have another bounce down. About 55 around from the Cora Lynn goal. Late in the third quarter. Pedersen. Thomas gets the tap to Heath Briggs. Knocks it out, though. Ben Taylor has it to Richards. Richards then is wrapped up. Not going anywhere. Good tackle from young Jackson Briggs.
As good players do, Brad. This quarter, Cam Pedersen, for me, is just starting to assert his dominance, both around the ground and 2 goals as well.
Certainly is. He gives that one to Eli Richards, who quickly gets it to Billy Taylor on the wing. And Billy Taylor now plays on inside 50, looking for Zach Vernon, just carried out over him. Peluso to Smith, to Jackson Briggs. He's everywhere. Uses his pace, takes a bounce, takes him outside defensive 50, says, come and catch me. Then he turns it over, and he's put it down the throat of Alex Officer. Officer looking to play on, then lowers his eyes, kicks it short to Taylor. It's grubbed, hasn't got there. And I don't even know if it was the required distance of 15 metres anyway.
No, I reckon that went about 6 metres, Brad.
So we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground. Umpire got himself tangled up and in the way and have a secondary bounce. So 23 and a half minutes gone, 8-point leaders, the Bulldogs. They've led most of the day. Cora Lynn did hit the front at one stage. As up it goes. Thomas hits it out. Jackson Briggs is there. Just taps it on. Eli Richards gets his foot to it. Out towards Billy Taylor. Overruns it. O'Brien's in there. Peluso tries to get it out to Heath Briggs. Can't do so. And, well, again, no, Richards ends up getting it out, but it's White that mops it up for the Cora Lynn side. Just goes up the line in front of his coach's box and out of bounce. We'll have a boundary throw in. Not much to go in this third quarter. Is there a scoring end, do you think, Kyle?
It's probably favouring the left of screen, but not really, because neither team has really had large chunks of the game where they've dominated. It's been such an arm wrestle.
Machaya gets a free kick from a high tackle from Pedersen. Goes the big mongrel. Didn't really get onto it. Oh, Pedersen's met hard and might have been by his own player in Tamata there in the end. Comes out to Ryan, gets a right foot snap on it, high ball. Coming out and meeting is Johnson. Does really well, but gang tackle, really well tackled by 2 Island players. They did really well there, Pearce and James. And we have another, that is Max Blake that we said was limping earlier, has really come off gingerly for Kimbo. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, looks like another corky there. Injury update thanks to NT Uniforms, healthcare wear by Totally Workwear. Thanks to our good mates out at the new Pakenham store coming shortly. The Warrigal, Wonthaggi and Terralgan stores.
Comes out the back to Irwin. Onto the left foot. Not a great kick. He's under extreme pressure. But somehow it's going to end up in the hands of Machaya. But then there's Tamata Yule all over him, as well as Pearce, so not going anywhere. Bounce down. 15 out. A goal here just before three-quarter time would be handy for the Cora Lynn side and really set a cat amongst the pigeons in the last. Eli Richards, right foot off the ground. Been good today as Richards. And coming in and sliding in was Bass. Didn't do much with it, though. Ball spills free to Billy Taylor. He takes on White, gets away from him. That's a beautifully weighted kick. Vernon couldn't take the mark. Comes out to Smith. Vernon's back in under it. And then coming out the back and running into an open goal and missing was Orlando Kane Gillard. And as we heard at half-time from the captain, Jamie Yule, he's got a real bag of tricks as Kane Gillard.
I tell you what, Vernon, this is a very good... I reckon he's had 3 or 4 touches, Brad. But he's had about 7 or 8 involvements just with little tap-ins and taps here and little pressure acts. So that's what you want from your small forwards on a day like today.
He's got a lot of grunt, hasn't he?
He does.
His dad playing for the Swans in Richmond and in Springvale in premierships in the VFA. Daryl Vernon was a very similar hard at it as Pedersen. Gets the ball to Jones. High left foot kick up the line. Now they have Jack Taylor in square. Gets out over him. Ryland Smith. Kimber gets the hands out to Yule. Moncton bumped him and probably should have tackled him. Taylor's there again. Hands out towards Kimber. Kimber's wrapped up by Peluso. Spills free. Redmond might have been taken high. Oh, he's paid holding the ball.
See, I don't mind that because I reckon he ducked into that. And he's had his prior, so letter of the law is that if you duck into the tackle, you're going to be pinned for prior opportunity. So I don't mind that.
Fair enough as Walkus goes back to Irwin in the defensive goal square where they were looking like trying to get a goal before three-quarter time. Now they're looking at saving one as Irwin goes to the outer side. Hartley uses his body well but forgot to take the mark. Again, just trying to dance around on that occasion was Kane Gillard. Gets his right foot to it but goes out of bounds on the full, and Irwin will take the free kick for the Cobras. So Brent Irwin, deep in defence, 28 minutes gone, third quarter. 9-point leaders, the Bulldogs. Up the line, Thomas is there, coming over the back and punching, look like Griffin. Then again, now they're away, the Cobras. They go up towards 50. It's in the hands of Johnson. Quickly plays on now. Short, high, but just give Pedersen every chance to punch it away from young Sale, but he gave a great second effort and was able to get his hands out, but Yule gives it off. Beautiful hands now, ends up into the hands of Jones from O'Brien, but he's turned it over and it could come back pretty quickly. But Vernon, again, just real desperation, was able to get in on Jackson Briggs. High kick, inside, just on the wing. Billy Taylor plays on short, lowers eyes, beautiful kick. Finds his teammate O'Brien. I liked his game, O'Brien. Forward, looking for Kimber. Oh, overrun by Ryland Smith. It gets into the hands of Kimber, who's going to snap. Bounced to the right in front of Payne and just behind. That would have hurt.
Yeah, starting to dominate things now a little bit, Phillip Island. I think Cora Lynn will just be wanting that three-quarter time siren to go.
So the 10 points up, and there it is. That is the three-quarter time siren. And Phillip Island, 6-5-41. Cora Lynn, 4-7-31. 10-point leaders here at the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve. That's on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. So we might take a quick break and come back here with the goal kickers, the scores, and the resumption of play for the last quarter. All thanks to Totally Work Gippsland here for the Alex Scott and Staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition Sunday Match of the Day.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning above. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Wonderland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning above. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Wonderland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
Welcome back to the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve, where we see Phillip Island 6-5-41 lead. Cora Lynn 4-7-31 at three-quarter time. Injury update for NNT Healthwear by Totally Workwear Warrigal. We're not too sure of how Hayden Spearings is, but he has been taken off to hospital. We're pretty sure it's a dislocated hip. Matty Jackson will take no further part in the day for Phillip Island. He went off early in the second quarter and was in street clothes by half time. And Max Blake looked very, very sore when he come off the ground. So I'm not too sure on the Cora Lynn side of things. They look like they have a full bill of health, apart from the obvious, which is Hayden Spearings that's gone to hospital.
Yeah, certainly does. Now, Brad, one thing I've just realised then, it's dawned on me, great to see the huddles back at
Yes.
community football. There was a time there, I remember last year speaking with a few leagues that even in a COVID-free world, I suppose you can call it, the huddle was potentially going to be a thing of the past to avoid spread. But, good to see that, social distance yourself, of course, and be cautious if you got a sniffle or anything like that. But, yeah, great to see that the three-quarter time and quarter time huddles out there, because it's a staple of community and suburban football.
It is good to see. And just in case you Collingwood supporters forgot about last night,
I love it when Collingwood choke. It's football's greatest joke. They've lost more grand finals than any other team.
Oh, what a great night last night. The Cats 37 points down deep in the third quarter. They got up by 13 points. The mighty Catters.
Yep. Tell you one thing I will say. Does it not say a bit about Nathan Buckley and his coaching methods that they're a younger side, probably not as good side as they are this year on paper, Collingwood, and they're performing a lot better than...
Let's be honest, they only had St Kilda and Adelaide, and they've got beaten by a good side in Geelong.
Yes.
But I agree with you. Nick Dacos looks like a real player.
Yeah, and look, he's probably one of the most hyped players we've heard in a long time.
He looks like a 100-gamer. He runs around like a 100-gamer.
Yeah, correct.
He's a ripper. As Johnson, quick hands out. Peluso, hurried kick towards the forward line and taken by Martin, gets inside 50. High kick was tunnelled underneath it, not paid. Comes out to Hartley. He's tackled, couldn't get his kick away. Now Tomato drops his head into the tackle, but the umpire said, yep, caught high by Irwin.
Gee, I thought that might have been, it's either holding the ball or holding the man, in my opinion.
Finds Yule on the left foot to Zach Vernon out of side. As Kyler said, liked his game and what he's needed to do has done well. As finds O'Brien. And the umpire now has come across and they tried to go off. Did Phillip Island or... They haven't got a footy right now and the footy's come back. So it'll be O'Brien on the outer side. Plays on quickly. Gets the right leg inside 50 for the Swans. Blake is back out on the ground and he's come forward. Couldn't take the mark and underneath the pack for Cora Lynn. Then there's Bass. He gets the free kick. Again, another one that I've liked his game. Solid player that goes hard and seems to have good skills by foot. As kicks to the outer wing. High ball looking for Johnson and Ryan. They all overran it. And it comes back with interest. But again, it's found Bass in front of Blake. So Bass plays on. It's going to go back to where he went last time. Does he have more luck this time? And again, Jackson Briggs. Kimber gives chase. Briggs gets his leg to it, but that looks like it's going to carry the boundary line. It does, out of bounce on the full.
He's been really lively today, Briggs, but some of his finishing efforts just been off a fraction. He's had an almost game.
Tomato will bring the ball back into play for the Bulldogs. They enjoy a 10-point lead. 2 minutes gone. They come into the middle. Got a player all on his own, and it's that man, Zach Vernon. Off he goes. Beautiful kick forward. Finds his mate, and it's Blake, and he's cringing again because he's landed heavily. I'm surprised he's even back out there the way he was moving. But what a great lead, what a great kick, and he's going to kick from 45. Just on 50, he'll kick directly in front. So Max Blake hasn't kicked one today. And this will put him to a game-high 16-point lead if he can put this through and make it very difficult for the Cobras. Gets underneath. It's going right to the line. It's got there. So Blake kicks his first for the day. And the Island 7th, 7-5-47. Cora Lynn 4-7-31.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So, game high 16-point lead to Phillip Island out here at the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve. And they really needed the first one, the Cobras, as Johnson gets it out to a teammate, Jackson Briggs. He can't win it. Yule fumbles. Peluso is in there, as White is as well. And he's pulled a free kick. It's going to go to Peluso for the Cobras. Just the defensive side of the ground. You'll go out the outer side. Goes to Jackson Briggs. Drops the mark, but cleans up really quickly. And there's that kick again that you've said, well, it wasn't great. And Phillip Island might have nearly thrown that out. Then Griffin has a fresh air shot as he's tackled, and the umpire says, yep, Heath Briggs, this is your ball. So you're going to kick that from about 40, slide angle.
It's got to go through, in my opinion, for them to have any chance. It's going to be tough to come back from almost 3 goals down when you've only kicked 4 for the day.
Yeah, spot on. As Heath Briggs comes in, they've missed a few today that have really hurt them, but that one he's put straight through the middle. And Heath Briggs now gets his first for the day, and we still have single goal kickers of the 5. 5-7-37. Phillip Island 7-5-47. We've gone 6 minutes into the last quarter. That's thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. The young boy Oliver Sale in his debut coming back on the ground for Cora Lynn. I've really liked the, hasn't had a lot of footy or anything, but everything he's done has looked class. So, hurried kick out of the middle for the Island. Goes towards centre half forward. Hurried left foot kick up towards the goal mouth. Taylor's there. Falls over. Gets it out towards Billy Taylor. He's on his seat of his pants trying to flick it out with his foot, but Payne's in all over him and will have bounced down.
I know you missed that then, Brad, but Cam Pedersen's ruck work has just been phenomenal. I can't even speak.
Yes.
Has been fabulous this game, and that this last quarter, he's really starting to assert his dominance in this second half, as we've spoken about.
So Bass brings it back into play for Cora Lynn. High kick, but it's a 1-on-3 here, but he's done quite well there, Moncton, as he had to compete with 3 or 4 Islanders, and they've pulled a free kick out, and it's gone to Moncton. So he's just on the boundary line, off half back, gets it up towards the wing, comes out the back, ends up high, I would say, there to Machea. And that was against Jason Tamata. Machea plays on now. High kick. Again, Island are able to get back. Backing back was Pearce. Flicked it out to Eli Richards, who ducked under it. Got the handball, and then another free kick. And it's Blake Irwin, and I reckon he's paid 50.
He has.
Eli Richards said something to the umpire straight away. And this is going to put him within a goal.
Hasn't the game changed? They go 3 and a bit quarters of 4 goals, and they kick 2 in a minute.
And there it is, straight through the middle. So now it's a 5-point game as Irwin has kicked his first for the day. So 48 plays 43. And it's game on again. So just when you thought Phillip Island looked like they were taking a real stranglehold on it, they get 2 quick ones. They're back within a goal at the 8-minute mark of the last quarter. 6-7-43, Cora Lynn, and Phillip Island 7-6-48. It's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. Don't forget, get what you want and get back to work at Totally Workwear. Warrigal, Wonthaggi, Terrelgan, and the all-new Pakenham store opening soon on Bald Hill Road, Pakenham. As Irwin, again, wins it, flicks it out the back. And now we'll see a lot of this as Machea picks himself up off the ground. Umpire throws it in the air. Pedersen, beautiful hands to Eli Richards. Great tackle from Heath Briggs. No prior, said the umpire, but in the end, he's said yes against Kimber this time. Machea, quick hands off to Jackson Briggs. Takes on Billy Taylor with some pace, then goes inside 50. Oh, backing back was Pearce and just dropped his head a little bit and probably should have taken it. He's done well, though, and butted up. And they're able to get out of some sort of trouble short term. Punched away again. Good defence. Looking for the boundary. Snap it. Goal. High ball. And it's hit the top of the point post. Opposite side of the ground. Out of bounds on the full.
Gee, that would have been exciting. I thought it was going to go through for a second. It just hit the wrong side of the boot. They've lifted the Cobras. I thought Phillip Island were going to run away with it in the end. They started to look good early in this first quarter, but they've just fought back nicely, the Cobras, which is good.
Officer brings the ball back into play, goes up towards his half-back flank. Jack Taylor takes it out of the pack strong with hands, goes up towards the middle of the ground. Zach Vernon's there. It's come out off the hands of Luke Ryan. Now it gets out. Held is Redmond, able to somehow do a 360 and get back around onto his left foot looking for Pedersen. Players go to ground. Briggs is in there. Vernon's there, and he might have given a free kick away as he pushed his opponent into the ground. And that will be Luke Ryan that will take the free kick for the Cobras inside defensive 50. 10.5 minutes gone last quarter. 5-point leaders, the Bulldogs. High kick, but it's all Phillip Island again. Pearce has dropped what he probably should have taken. Then he really took him on. Gets the handball out to Redmond to Kimber. Kimber with a kick in forward. Now it's a one-on-one. And leading out, taking a great mark, is Blake in front of Tim Payne.
Fantastic mark there. That's a contender for the mark of the day.
Yes, well, there's a few, isn't there? Totally Workwear, Pakenham, King G, Comfort Max, mark of the day. And pretty slippery conditions. And there's been a few good goals.
I reckon it might be the Fuse mark of the day. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. No, it is. It's the Fuse mark of the day. It's the King G Comfort, both by King G. Great suppliers of Totally Workwear.
And he comes, Blake, from 40. Straight in front. Straight through the middle. So Blake looked shot with a real heavy limp, and he stayed on the ground. He's come back on in the last quarter. He's kicked 2 last quarter goals and has been a real focal point up forward for the Bulldogs. And whilst they got back within that goal of just under a goal, 5 points, it's shot back out to 11. Cora Lynn 6-7-43. Phillip Island 8-6-54. 12 minutes gone last quarter.
Game started to open up a little bit now, Brad. A few tired bodies. Some big heavy legs out there with the rain earlier on in the day.
Yeah, not a lot of footy played by these guys for a long time as Pedersen gets a great tap out to Kimber. And these are the type of guys that will start to control the game. But this time, free kick's gone to Johnson. An incorrect disposal from Kimber. He's going to go wide, and it's a big height difference here with DaCosta and Officer. But it gets out over the back. Tamata's there. He's tackled well by Hill. And the umpire says, I'll bounce it. And it'll be Pedersen and Thomas, as they've done all day. Pedersen started to get on top in the second half. Thomas gets that one out to Jackson Briggs. Richards. Handball straight to the boundary. It was always deliberate, but the umpire hasn't paid it. There's a wry smile.
I think the only thing you can say is I was blindsided. I think that's what it will go with that. We'll play on, I think.
Thomas holds the front spot. I think Pedersen might have won that one. Ends up in the hands of Jackson Briggs. High kick up forward. A lot of players under the ball. It's Tamata for the Island that takes the mark. Goes out to the opposite side looking for Griffin. Finds him. In fact, that's Pearce. So Pearce just lowers his eyes and hits up that player that we've spoken about a bit today, and Harry O'Brien. Kick up towards the wing, comes forward to Taylor. That's Billy. Quick hands off to the outside to Jones. Gives it back to Taylor. Inside, look at this. They're all on their own. And the Island can go away here. And they've got Eli Richards right on the point of the square. And they've gone to him. And he's only 20 metres out. And good footy, good rebound footy by the Island. This boy won't miss. He's a beautiful kick of the ball.
You put the moz on him now. I reckon, though, the fat lady's just about ready to sing if this goes through, Brad. I'm prepared to call it. I think it's going to be very hard to come back and kick 3 goals in half a quarter when you've only kicked 5 or 6 for the day.
And here comes Richards, and I have put the commentator's curse on him. He's missed to the left, and it's gone to a 2-goal deficit now. 8-7-55. Phillip Island, 6-7-43. Cora Lynn, 14.5 gone last quarter. He normally is a good kick of the ball, but I tell you what, he's been very good today. Eli Richards in and under. Both midfields have been good and strong, but these two sides are going to play a big part in the year, I would have thought. And yesterday, from all accounts, I was talking to someone from Kilcunda Bass. They think that Tooradin Dalmore is a real side to look out for this year as they come inside. DeCosta jumps. Then they get tangled up, a couple of teammates.
Now, just then, Brad, I noticed this a lot happens in community football, AFL football. He's played on from full back there, and he's run 48 metres and not been called for running too far.
Yeah, they seem to have... You get more leverage, don't you, running out from that space. If you did that anywhere else on the ground...
100%.
You'd get pinged, and I'm with you as DeCosta gets a free kick in the middle of the ground. He's going to go square to Ryland Smith. Smith has Moncton short and goes to him in front of Kane Gillard.
That's a beautiful left foot kick there, as they all are.
And there's another one, left footer Moncton. As he goes inside, crowd goes, ooh. Players continue to play on. And the umpire's pulled a free kick out of this one. And again...
It's going against Martin by the look of it.
It looks like James... Yep. And James sits that up. Floating kick right in front of the stand. It's Johnson. Gives the ball out. Jack Taylor wins it. Gives it to his brother Billy. Has Kane Gillard on the outside. Goes to him. Well done. Does really well to actually keep that in. Then flicked over the back to Redmond. Redmond has Zach Vernon. He can get the 1-2. He does. He's a left footer though, so he's on the wrong side. He's trapped. And Bass comes and meets him. Ball goes out over the boundary line.
He likes to throw his size around, Bass. He's a good player coming across half-back.
Certainly is. I've liked his game. As Taylor does battle with Thomas, comes out to Kimber, feeds it out the back. Yule's there, gets his toe to it, then goes and butters up. Hurry kick forward, Jack Taylor wins it. Good hands out to Zach Vernon. Now Zach Vernon lowers his eyes and finds Billy Taylor on the boundary, sells a little bit of candy, gets it onto the left foot. Beautiful kick. Good footy. They've really, really stepped up a gear, and Matty Jones, will have a shot from goal from about 35 on a slide angle.
Now that's good work rate there from James, because he had that free kick down in the complete other side of the ground only a moment ago, so he's managed to run on down.
Matty Jones comes in, runs out to the right, and then hooks it to the left a long way, and just goes over the head of Jack Taylor, out of bounds on the full. So it'll be Ryland Smith bringing it back into play, who has got a nice left foot. Gets over the head of Johnson to Machea. Gets it back to Johnson. Has DeCosta in the middle. Great tackle. Won't get away from the Kimber tackle. Well done. Good footy.
You told me before the game that no one escapes his tackles, and for once you're right about something, Brad.
He gets it short. The kick wasn't that great. He's looked for the boy there in O'Brien, and then he's wrapped up, and that's holding the ball. Heath Briggs out of side to Martin. Short to Machea in front of Pearce. Then again a short kick up the line, but not a great kick. And Jones is there again to Officer. Has his kick smothered. And Officer wins it again. Then he'll go inboard. Great vision. Good kick. Didn't panic at all then, did Officer. But didn't reach the target, and he's wrapped up and will have a bounce down the middle of the ground, or out of wing position. Taylor and Thomas doing battle. Thomas gets a free kick. Advantage paid. Machea goes towards Hartley. A great punch from behind from Tamata. But Hartley does really well and butters up. Then he has his kick beautifully smothered from Kane Gillard. It's all Cora Lynn. Payne. Little chip over the top. Oh, Peluso had a look, and he's still got it, though. Gives it out to DaCosta. It's a 1-on-3 here. Ryan's going to have to be good.
And the umpires...
Come off a couple of pairs of hands, he said.
Gee, I reckon that... Yeah, look, it probably did come off another pair of hands, but I reckon you pay those.
Thomas and Pedersen. Pedersen wins that easily. Gets it out the back. Going to ground there was Ryan, and he wins a free kick. The centre-half forward position. So they trail by 2 goals at the 20-minute mark of the last quarter, and this finish seems very similar to the 19 grand final where it was tight and they were coming home late as Johnson misses to the left. Haven't taken their chances, Kyle.
No, they've had plenty of opportunities to win the game, Cora Lynn, both in this last quarter and throughout the day. So maybe some whether it's set shots or goals on the run this week at training. Cora Lynn coaching staff just yelling out to grab a player man on man for the last few minutes.
6-8-44 Cora Lynn, 8-7-55 Phillip Island. Ball goes out to the wing. It's Bass and Richards. And coming through solidly was Blake. Comes out now to Kimber. Quick hands out to the outside. Comes out to Blake again. He's wrapped up. Good tackle. No prior. We'll have a bounce down in between wing and half forward for Cora Lynn. As Tamata and Thomas. Then Kimber, the third man after that, gets the punch away clear. But Walkus does well, looking for White. Really well collected, but then sliding in out over the boundaries, Cameron Brown. The 21 and a half minutes gone, 11 points in the lead is Phillip Island. Been a good standard of game in these conditions, really. Very slippery. Good crowd in. Great way to start round one or start the season, even though it's on the Sunday as Yule's wrapped up. And Jackson Briggs gets the free kick. Quickly plays on with a high ball. Just backing back was Ryan. It gets over the back, beats them all. And we've gone with Ryan Martin on number 56 all day. I hope I'm right, but that's what's in the record, and that's what we've stuck with. I didn't have him on the list that I was given as playing at all. And quite often what happens, players change the number before they decide to run out. So we're hoping, and we apologise if we've got the name wrong, but number 56 in the record is Ryan Martin as he'll shoot. Again, this will bring it back within or underneath a goal, if he can get it. But they have missed from easier spots, but he's got it. Are they still alive? That's the thing right now. It's 5 points. 50-55, Phillip Island's favour, Kyle, but late in the last.
Yeah, they've just seemed to have the answers, though, when they've needed to have Phillip Island. So you'd back them in. But again, the last couple of minutes, Cora Lynn have just been pushing and pushing and pushing. So it's no team has ever gone, I think, 5 or 6 minutes with the momentum. It's swung that many times throughout today. So we're in for an exciting finish.
It really has reminded me of the grand final in 2019. Where Phillip Island had the ascendancy all day and Cora Lynn come late. It's 23 and a half minutes, 7-8-50 to 8-7-55, and they go inside again. Tamata drops the mark. DaCosta's there. It's flicked out. Now, can they get this away out of the danger area? It's Officer. He bangs the ball onto the boot, but it's gone into the middle of the ground. Gee, I tell you what, O'Brien did brilliantly well then, but the umpires pulled a free kick. And it's going to come back. They were away the island. It's gone against Jack Taylor on Peluso.
They'd want to get moving quickly, the Cobras. I reckon there's probably only 3, maybe 4 minutes left.
He's going to go short to Bass, who's a bigger kick. He has Walkus running around the outside of him if he wants. Gets the block on from Peluso, gets around Taylor, has to go back onto the left foot now, sits it up high, coming out, Pedersen does well, gets his hands to it, Irwin's there for Cora Lynn, he's wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down, 50 out. So 5-point game, 24 and a half gone. Phillip Island lead.
Looking for Ryland Smith to get on the outside of one here, potentially.
Heath Briggs gets foot to ball very quickly, but it's going to go out over the boundary line, right on the left-hand goal point post for Cora Lynn. They need to score from this opportunity.
Looks like they're playing someone spare behind the ball as well, Cora Lynn. I think maybe you want to try and just get that extra number around the contest to hit the front at least.
Which is really hard to do in the 6-6-6, but you can do it. As again, the ball is right on the boundary line and has gone over. Deep in the last quarter, 5-point lead Phillip Island, nearly 25 and a half gone. Wouldn't be much time to go at all. Again, thrown in, it's gone straight back towards the boundary line, and that's what Phillip Island will want. So again, a lot of players around this ball. One team trying to save the game and one team trying to score the major to win it. As it comes out to Moncton, gets it onto the right leg, goes forward. Again, it's the Island that are able, through Yule, to wrap it up, get it out. That's a smart kick out towards the boundary line, and there is that man that you said, Ryland Smith, hanging around to get it onto that left foot, and the ball beats them all out over the boundary line.
2 minutes, they're yelling out now, so they got to try something here, Cora Lynn.
A lot of time. And you would think Peluso gets the snap over the shoulder, but just being really strong there. Can't get a good look at it. I think it's O'Brien again. Called to play on, goes up the wing. It's Jack Taylor there. Smith's at the back, gets his fist onto it. Taylor nearly dragged it back in. So Phillip Island get a goal, game's over. Cora Lynn get a goal, could be game over as well.
Yep. And I reckon they're manning up the spare that Phillip Island have put down there now.
Kimber, he's the one that you want in there at this stage of the game. And this bloke, Yule, he's tackled, wrapped up, no prior.
I like that from the umpires. They're just, as soon as someone's wrapped up, they're blowing the whistle to get as much time in as possible.
So, again, as they've done all day, Thomas and Pedersen. Thomas gets it out the back, maybe ridden into the ground. No, says the umpire. And Bass, is that cramp or... No, that's not cramp. He's done something there. As again, we'll have a throw up. They wrestle. It finds Pedersen as he's laying on the ground, and Bass is bringing himself off.
I reckon he's rolled his ankle, I reckon.
And it'll be Martin coming on for him, all thanks to NNT Health. Punched away by Thomas. Peluso sits that up in the air, no 15. So Irwin's called to play on. Kimber, again, underneath it, flicks it out to O'Brien. He's wrapped up by Johnson. So couldn't be more than a minute to go. 5-point leaders, Phillip Island. Comes out to Jackson Briggs. Good tackling by Redmond. Gets it out to Kane Gillard. He's slung tackle. Flicks it out towards the boundary line. Now it just runs along the boundary where Zach Vernon. And there's a siren as Blake hits it out over. And the Island have got up. 8-7, 55 in what has been a really good game of footy where both sides would be feeling it because it was physical. Very physical. 7-8, 50, Cora Lynn. Phillip Island, 8-7, 55. All thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland in the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition Sunday match of the day.
Yeah, it was an arm wrestle all day Brad. I think, look, they were probably better for longer, particularly in that second half, and that's not to say that Cora Lynn weren't without their opportunities. I think they'll look back on this as one that they'd let slip with some poor goal kicking. But look, I think what we saw today was a couple of teams who are probably going to be there at the pointy end of the season. So, yeah, I don't think Cora Lynn loses any admirers from today's performance. It could have gone either way. And good to see them all shaking hands at the end of the game. A lot of respect between these two sides, having played each other in some big matches over the last few seasons. But yeah, overall, I think Phillip Island will take that. They had the couple of injuries. Obviously, Cora Lynn having that horrific injury to
Hayden
Spearing. Sorry, I had him on the tip of my tongue. So I think they'll take that, Phillip Island. And gee, wasn't Max Blake in that last quarter? He was down and out. He could barely move, but he just went on and sat in the goal square and was able to offer up as a target and finish with 2 goals in that last quarter, which is ultimately the difference in the end.
So, Phillip Island, 8-7-55, run out 5-point winners, Cora Lynn, 7-8-50. Goal kickers for the Island, 2 to Ben Taylor, 2 to Blake, 2 to Pedersen, 1 to Zach Vernon, and we're going to say 1 to number 10, no name. And for the Cora Lynn side, their 7 goal kickers were all separate. Ryan Martin 1, Oliver Sale 1, Brent Irwin 1, Corey Machea 1, Luke Hartley 1, Jeremy Moncton 1, and Heath Briggs 1. Your 3-2-1, Kyle.
There was no real standouts at all for the day. By 1 vote, and I mentioned him a few times throughout the day, goes to Zach Vernon. Now, I reckon he probably only had 6 or 7 kicks and handballs for the day, but he was involved in a lot of scoring opportunities for the Bulldogs, purely from his forward pressure, little tap-ons, and just some footy smarts and cleverness. So I've given him my 1 vote. My 2 votes actually goes to, and I've just got the record here. Where's his name? It's one of our numbers we didn't have a number, I believe.
Gus DaCosta?
No, I'm just... no, that's because I'm looking at Phillip Island. That's why I can't see it.
Oh, you're looking for Cora.
Briggs. I thought
Jackson or
I thought Jackson Briggs
yep.
was probably the best player on the ground for Cora Lynn. And my 3 votes goes to ex-AFL player Cam Pedersen, quietish in the first half, but really came into his own in that second half and finished with probably around the 15-20 disposals and the 2 goals. And I think some of his ruck work and follow-up work around the ground in that second half was, gets my 3 votes.
Yeah, I went 1 vote Eli Richards for Phillip Island. I thought he was super in and under all day and really, really worked hard and got a lot of the ball. I went 2 votes Jackson Briggs for Cora Lynn for the same reason. I thought he got a lot of ground ball and it was a real small man's day. But in the end, my 3 votes also went to a big man, and that was same as yours, Cam Pedersen. I thought he might have been the game changer in that second half. When Cora Lynn were coming, he was the one that stood up. And he, as you said in the call, his ruck work and then just around the ground bustling and making room for his smaller players to come in on, which brought in Brendan Kimber, who I give an apology to because I thought he was super as well. And another apology to young Gus DaCosta. I thought him and Chris Johnson were very good for Cora Lynn as well. I thought it was a great game of footy out here at Cora Lynn, Kyle, and really look forward to the West Gippsland, the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland football season this year. It's going to be a big year, there's no doubt about that, and it looks like it's going to be a COVID-safe free year.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for, just that dreaded C word that we've come accustomed to over the past few years here in Victoria. So, yeah, it's looking like we're going to get a full season in uninterrupted, and that's all you can ask for.
So on behalf of Alex Scott and staff, West Gippsland Football Netball Competition, Fairhaven Homes. Oh, we got a goal of the day, mug of the day.
We do.
We have two.
We've got
Sorry, I was just about to close off because of this late finish, because of the 40-minute third quarter, or second quarter, sorry, we've got the Totally Workwear Wonthaggi King G Comfort. Now, what's that other word? Fuse.
We've got Fuse by King G.
Fuse by King G.
The mark of the day for Fuse King G. And
who did you give that to?
Mark of the day, I'm giving that to Max Blake in that last quarter. That there wasn't too many. Obviously, wasn't a great day for high flying marks, but that big contested mark he took early in that last quarter
At a pivotal stage.
Yeah,
of the game.
at a big stage in the game, particularly after being down and out and not being able to move. You said to me off air, I thought he was he was no longer with us. He went down like a ton of bricks. So yeah, to come back from that and take a big mark and then go back and kick the goal. That's the Fuse by King G. Totally Workwear stores across Pakenham, Traralgon, Warragul and Wonthaggi. Mark of the day for round one goes to Max Blake. And our goal of the day, which, as I said to you earlier, the King G Trade Comfort Max boots, that good that I've got a couple of mates who are tradies who actually wear them out because they
wear them out.
They wear them out. They just wear the jeans and put them over the top, and they love them that much. They're that comfortable.
They don't wear a fluoro shirt with them, surely.
They probably. Well, I mean, they probably do. I mean, we all know tradies like to let people know they're tradies.
Well, I want to party with these guys.
But my goal of the day actually goes to a first game, and I don't believe we've got his number down here.
Sale.
Yeah, from Cora Lynn.
Yeah, the tall, thin lad.
Yes.
Oliver Sale.
Yes,
It was a great goal.
It was a great goal from the pocket.
Yeah.
Wrong side for a right footer. Took a good mark as well. Was probably a contender for the Fuse by King G mark of the day as well. But yeah, I've given it to the young fella from Cora Lynn for his terrific goal in the second quarter. All thanks to King G Comfort Max for the goal of the day.
Okay, so the mark of the day goes to Max Blake. The goal of the day goes to Oliver Sale. The player of the day we both agreed upon was Cam Pedersen. It's been a great day out here at the Cora Lynn Recreation Reserve. On the behalf of the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition, thanks to our sponsors of the day, Totally Workwear Gippsland, their Wonthaggi store, Warragul, Traralgon stores, and the all-new Pakenham store opening on Bald Hill Road very soon, Fairhaven Homes, and Red Onion, the masters of live stream sport. We thank you for your patronage this afternoon, and we look forward to round two of Alex Scott staff West Gippsland football next weekend. See you then.